Good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining us here on Volleyball World for tonight's matchup between the UCLA Bruins and the Lewis University Flyers. It's a new year, which means it's a new season of men's volleyball. We are so back. So before we get started, I'm here now with assistant coach for Lewis, Coach Kirshner. Coach, how are you?
I'm great. Thank you.
Yeah, so happy first home game of the season. I mean, here in Neil Carey Arena, we're so back, and I hear that the boys actually got to take a trip to your real home in Pennsylvania while you were on the road last weekend.
That they did. It was great to see some family there.
Yeah,
so it was awesome.
really looked like a lot of fun.
Yeah.
All right, so let's get right into it. So the Flyers are 1-1 so far on the season, beating Central State and dropping a tough game in 5 sets to 6th-ranked Penn State. So how did you feel the team played in those first 2 matches, and what did you see?
It was great. It's always great to start with the win, and I think they really battled against Penn State. I mean, 1 point here or there, you lose by 2 and 5. It's always tough, but really the guys they turned around, they refocused Sunday into Monday. It's like, hey, we're on to the next one. So I thought it was good.
Yeah, absolutely. A really great game, one to be proud of.
Yeah.
So it's finally the Flyers' first home game of the season, and they're playing the #1 ranked team in the nation, the UCLA Bruins. So what's the team's mindset going into the match tonight?
Really, I mean, for us, it's 1 point, 1 game at a time. You need 1 on the board first, and then you work from there. And Coach said it in the locker room tonight. It's why we all came here, for the opportunity to play in this gym against the top teams in the country. So we're stoked for it.
Definitely. 1 point at a time. That is a true motto to live by.
Oh, yeah.
So the Flyers were actually ranked number 16 in the ABCA coaches poll to start the season off. They have since moved up to number 15 after last weekend's efforts. So tell me, do you guys pay any attention to those rankings?
Oh, yeah. They're posted on Coach's wall or on his door every week, and I think the guys saw 16 at the start. It's like, hey, our January goal that we wrote was to rank up, and we did it in week 1, and we're here to do it again in week 2 and push all the way through. So
Absolutely. Yep, 1 point at a time. So Lewis men's volleyball is actually celebrating the 30th year as a team, which is super exciting. So as a former Flyer volleyball player yourself, what does this mean for the program and for the sport of men's volleyball overall?
It's great. I mean, my time here as a player was awesome. I preach it, recruiting all the time. I loved it. And I think to see alumni come back, ones that I played with and ones that I've only met like once. I know we're honoring 96 and 98 teams this year, and it's a really great opportunity. And growth for the sport is awesome. I mean, the sport keeps growing. Division 1, 2, 3, and it's unstoppable. So it's awesome.
Yeah, it's really great to see that growth.
Yeah.
So lastly, Coach, the program had the chance to travel to Europe this past summer and play some highly competitive matches against teams over there. So how did this experience help them grow, and how will it help them to be successful this season?
I mean, it was a great experience, life-changing, and it just makes you a better person and a player. I mean, we played some international volleyball against some local clubs, and I think sightseeing, they took a class when we were there with a professor. I mean, it's an experience that I look back on when we went as a player and talk about it all the time, to do it again as a coach, and for these guys to have that opportunity. I mean, like I said, it's life-changing, and I think it's going to make them a better player on the court, but ultimately a better person in life. So
Absolutely. It looked like such a great experience.
Yeah.
I'm very jealous.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for joining me, Coach, and good luck tonight. And
Thank you.
We'll be right back with assistant coach for UCLA, Coach Vogel, right after this.
thank you.
Coach Vogel, so thank you for joining me today, Coach.
Thanks so much for having me.
I know that the cold is definitely not ideal for you guys coming from SoCal, but I hear that you're used to it since you did join the team from DePaul most recently.
Yeah, so for the 4 previous seasons before I got to UCLA, I was one of the assistant coaches at DePaul, lived right in the city, so Chicago has become a new home for me, and
Nice.
the weather's no big deal.
Yeah, well, welcome back to the frigid cold then. So let's get started. The team earned the program's 20th NCAA National Championship title last season. What was it that they did so well that led to that success?
Yeah, I mean, it still gives me a little bit of butterflies. It was such a fun year, and my first year back at my alma mater, it was incredible. I can't speak highly enough to these guys. They're warming up down there right now. They showed up day in and day out. To win a national championship is hard, and a lot of things have to go right. And to have a 30-plus win season, I think really speaks to the consistency. And so whether it was in the practice gym, whether it was we were playing different opponents, they showed up over and over and over again.
Yeah, they really owe themselves a huge pat on the back. I mean, kudos to them. So to start this season off now, the Bruins are 2-0, getting wins against both Fort Valley State and Morehouse. So what did those games show you about your current team, and what goals do you have moving forward?
So first of all, the Fort Valley and Morehouse weekend that we had was absolutely incredible. We were able to bring those teams out, play a bunch of California teams, and what they're doing in the SIAC is really spectacular. They're starting volleyball. These programs are getting off and running, and so it was an honor to have them out. We had a blast getting to know those teams better. I think this last weekend really spoke to our depth. It's something that we've always had with UCLA, and we're really excited about. We were able to use two completely different lineups, see a lot of different things from our team, and really learn a lot more about where we're at. So the depth was fun to watch. Yeah,
definitely a really great start to your season this year. So looking at the current polls and the Bruins' #1 rank, how do you keep your players focused on the game at hand and motivated on the here and now?
Yeah, I think, rankings can be taken with a grain of salt. They're opinions, especially early in the year, so we got to go out there and defend what we've done in the past and hopefully continue to get better. And I think the biggest thing that we can do is use ourselves as our own measuring stick. I think the focus for our team is to be the best that we can be as individuals and as a team. And so every day we come out and try to do that. You can win a match and play poorly. You can lose a match but have played as best as you possibly could play. And so for us, it's really more about achieving our individual and team bests throughout the course of the season.
I love that motto. That's a great motto to live by. And lastly, Coach, the last time UCLA faced Lewis, they actually came up short against the Flyers, losing in three sets back at home in 2022. So what has changed for the Bruins since then, and what's the team's game plan for tonight?
Well, first of all, absolute kudos to Dan. He's done such an amazing job with this program. The last time I was actually on campus here was my freshman year. We played here 15 years ago, and we lost in 5 in a sold-out gym downstairs. In fact, there's still photos of it right around the corner. Dan reminds me of that every time it comes up. So every Lewis match is going to be a tough match, and they're a great team now, as they were back when we lost that last match. And so really, I think what we have to do is, again, just hold ourselves accountable to our own measuring stick, and the points will fall the way the points are going to fall, and we just need to make sure that we're playing our best volleyball. But we're fired up to play in a tough home crowd here and to be out in the cold, and so we're just so happy to be here.
Oh, yeah, it's going to be a great match tonight. So, Coach, thank you so much for joining me. Good luck, and we'll be right back with men's player Tyler Wilengo right after this.
Lewis University Athletics is brought to you by the Holiday Inn at Suites Bolingbrook, off Route 53 and Interstate 55. Proudly serving the Bolingbrook, Romeoville area, just minutes from Lewis University. The hotel offers plenty of banquet space for your upcoming events and 145 guest rooms and suites. You can join them at their on-site restaurant, Hanover and Hardy's Public House, for breakfast, lunch, or dinner. Comfortable hotel with friendly service. It's the perfect place to kick back, relax, and be yourself. Information about the hotel is available at www.bolingbrookholidayinn.com.
I'm back now with Lewis men's player Tyler Wilengo. Tyler, thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
Of course, and giving us a good player perspective on what men's college volleyball is really like.
Of course.
Yeah, so it is your first home game of the season and also as a Flyer.
Mm-hmm.
So can you talk about some of the emotions that you and some of the other guys are feeling?
Oh, we're very excited. We're very excited to come here as a player and play here. We know all about the history. We know how much our team culture is so important to us. So being able to see all of our teammates out there, being able to play against the #1 team in the country, it's an amazing feeling, honestly. And I love that, and yeah.
Wow. Yeah, it's definitely a really great first start of your college career. So how has the team prepared for the season so far, and how do you think those first 2 matches went?
I thought the first 2 matches of the year went perfectly. We had a good game against Central State. We were able to do our thing. And then against Penn State, we played really well, I thought. And just a couple points here or there, as our coach said, it could turn either way at that point. 5th set, 2-point loss, nothing much, yeah.
Right.
And I thought we had a great preparation in the fall. We've been playing really well in our winter season in practice, so anything could happen.
Definitely. And I mean, looking forward, you guys have so much to look forward to for the rest of this season. So talk about what some of your personal goals are and also maybe some of the team goals.
Yeah, so some of my personal goals are to just better myself as a volleyball player, get used to the speed of the game, and just celebrate my team winning games and having fun. Yeah.
Absolutely. That's a great one. So volleyball runs pretty deep throughout the Wilengo family. I hear that your brother Jake actually played here from 2015 to 2018. So talk a little bit about what it's like being at his alma mater and what your relationship is like.
Oh, we are very close. Like, he's been with me through all of our struggles, all of our successes, all that throughout the years. Like, I love him so much. I love all my family. So yeah, and being able to play where he's been able to play at such a high level and at such a successful university, like, I can't be mad.
Can't beat that. Well, I love that relationship that you guys have. And lastly, Tyler, it is club night here in Neil Carey Arena, so there's a lot of young volleyballers running around everywhere. So what are some words of advice that you can offer to some of those young players that might also want to play collegiately someday?
I would say the most important part about being able to become a college volleyball player is have fun while you're training, because training can be the most boring part of anything. It can be really hard to keep playing and get better. It can be really frustrating, but if you have fun, you'll be able to play even less during practice, and having fun just lets you get better way faster. So having fun is the most important part.
Yeah, I think that's the best advice you could have ever given. Always make everything fun, and then nothing can go wrong.
Yes.
All right,
exactly.
Tyler, well, thank you for joining me. It should be a great matchup tonight, folks. UCLA Bruins versus the Lewis Flyers. We'll see you on the floor right after this.
And we're clear.
Perfect.
Flyer fans, the Donut Shop in Lockport is the perfect spot to indulge in the area's finest sweet treats. Located at 1143 East 9th Street in Lockport, as well as their new location at 23836 West 135th Street in Plainfield. The Donut Shop offers 28 varieties of freshly made donuts, as well as a full assortment of specialty donuts. Lewis students and staff will receive 10% off any order with valid ID at either Lockport or Plainfield locations. The Donut Shop, a proud sponsor of Flyer Athletics. Lewis University Athletics is brought to you by the Holiday Inn at Suites Bolingbrook off Route 53 and Interstate 55. Proudly serving the Bolingbrook Romeoville area, just minutes from Lewis University. The hotel offers plenty of banquet space for your upcoming events and 145 guest rooms and suites. You can join them at their on-site restaurant, Hanover and Hardy's Public House, for breakfast, lunch, or dinner. Comfortable hotel with friendly service. It's the perfect place to kick back, relax, and be yourself. Information about the hotel is available at www.bolingbrookholidayinn.com.
Looking for a great spot to unwind before or after a Flyers game? Nick and Ivy Brewing is the perfect spot to enjoy the best craft beer in the area. Whether you have a taste for a lager, IPA, ale, or anything in between, Nick and Ivy has the offering in their tap room. Located just over the bridge at 1026 South State Street in downtown Lockport. Nick and Ivy Brewing offer over 10 locally crafted beers nightly, as well as live music. Visit them online at nickivybrewing.com or give them a call at 815-524-4857. Nick and Ivy Brewing, a proud sponsor of Flyer Athletics.
All right, so they have a program. Let me see the graphic.
Good evening and Happy New Year, volleyball fans, family, and friends. College volleyball is so back, and we are so excited to be here with you on Volleyball World, brought to you by Lewis University Television Network, for tonight's matchup between the #1 ranked UCLA Bruins and the Lewis University Flyers. I'm Allison Lankwitz, joined alongside Lewis women's volleyball player Rachel Kazarowski. Rachel, this is a big game tonight for the Flyers.
Yes, it is. You know, UCLA coming to Lewis. You know, maybe the snow could stop them. We don't know. What we do know about UCLA is that they're 2-0. They haven't dropped a set all year. They're the defending national champs. What's not to talk about them? Well,
Absolutely.
Let me introduce you to two players. We got Ethan Champlin. He's a senior outside. And against Fort Valley State earlier this year, he had 13 kills, 10 digs, and 1 ace. But also, Ido David, probably one of the best right sides in the country. He's a junior, and he's team leading in 10 kills this season so far. So Flyers need to make sure they're looking out for those two.
Yeah, I mean, this Lewis team is also very young with 11 freshmen on their roster, so needless to say, the growth that is to be had with this team this season is exponential, and tonight will serve as just one of those great opportunities for some of those young guys to get out there to watch and play some very competitive volleyball against a top-ranked opponent.
Absolutely. There are a lot of young guys on the team. You know, we got a lot of juniors, even some sophomores that are playing. They haven't seen a court a whole lot this year. They're only 1-1 this year. They beat Central State, but then they lost to Penn State in a 5-set thriller. Great match. Max Rocky, he's a junior outside from Iowa. He's got 14 kills and 6 blocks against Penn State, which is great numbers. And Tyler Morgan, he's a junior, also from Iowa. He actually played overseas this year with Team UCLA with none other than sophomore setter from UCLA, Andrew Rowan. So it would be cool to see them going head-to-head tonight.
Absolutely. I mean, when you look at this UCLA roster, it is just stacked. I mean, if there's one word to describe them, well, 2 words, I think it would be All-American, because I want to say almost every player on this team is worthy of that title, and they're just so fun to watch, so competitive, and also quite a few of them, as you mentioned, played overseas and played with the national team, as well as, you know, Tyler Morgan getting minutes also with the USA national team.
Absolutely.
So it's just amazing to watch the growth in men's volleyball and to see that happen. And I know a couple players on UCLA's team, I believe it was Jaden. He stated that one of his favorite moments so far has actually been playing overseas in Poland and being able to play with some of the top players, you know, in the world. And that's just such an incredible thing when you think about it. Being able to take your sport and go beyond just our country, take it wherever you want.
100%. Antonio Rodriguez for the Flyers, he also played overseas. He was on the Puerto Rican national team, named best blocker out there. So he had a great, you know, winter break, summer break, whatever you want to call it. So we have those two. And I will say, last time that these two teams faced off, it was at UCLA, and Lewis ended up beating them in 3. You know, they came in and took the W. So who knows what will happen tonight.
Absolutely. So Rachel, can you maybe talk about what are some of the key things going on into the match tonight for both teams in order to have both of them be successful?
You just got to play your game, and we'll see which team is going to be better. You know, these teams are only 2 games into the season each, and they've only played, you know, limited amount of sets. These guys haven't really seen court a lot, so it's going to be who's going to come out strong at the end of the game. We have Nico Paula, libero. He's only a sophomore from Tampa, Florida. You know, first year starting libero, so we'll see what he can do to provide for the court. Michael Sack, on the other hand, we got like a 5th-year senior. He's our middle, one of the go-tos for the guys. I know that for sure. And so making sure that they perform well against such tough competition, the UCLA Bruins. UCLA Bruins, as I said before, setter Andrew Rowan, sophomore setter, just as a freshman, coming in and winning the national championship for your team is amazing, and he's just going to lead this program to some like anywhere else. It's going to be crazy.
Yeah, and I mean, there's just so many young players in the gym tonight since it is club night. It's so fun to see them, all these young boys thinking of, this could be them in a few years.
Exactly.
It's really incredible.
Men's volleyball is just trying to grow the game, so to have it be club night, fill those fans, we're still on winter break, so you got to pack the crowd somehow.
Exactly.
But we have tons and tons of students out there who are just high school or younger, and they're coming to see some elite level volleyball tonight.
Elite level volleyball. That's a great way to put it. And I mean, it's just going to be such a treat. And like you said, it is still winter break. And I hope these SoCal boys brought their parkas. I heard that they did actually get new ones. So
Good.
Definitely going to need them.
They head off to Loyola in a couple of days, and it's not like it's getting any warmer in the city.
No, it's actually probably going to get quite a bit worse. Sorry to say that. But I was talking to assistant coach Vogel of UCLA men's volleyball right before this, and he actually came from DePaul from their women's volleyball program just a couple years ago. That's when he left and joined the Bruins. So we were joking, welcome back to the cold. I'm sure you missed it. And he was like, not at all. He didn't miss it at all. So it's going to be such a great matchup tonight. Again, number 1 ranked Bruins versus the number 15 ranked Flyers. They were formerly ranked number 16, but after their efforts, last weekend, almost taking Penn State, lost that in 5 sets, moved their way up to 15. So it's great to see that growth for this young team.
Absolutely, and we're going to see if UCLA can hold on to their undefeated title, not only with matches, but like I said, sets. They're 6-0. We'll see if the Flyers can break that streak.
Yeah, and as I was saying, talking to Coach Nick Vogel, he mentioned that one of this team's mottos to just kind of grow individually and then grow as a team. And I just love, that idea of independent growth leads to overall success. So we'll see what these boys can do here tonight, as well as the Lewis Flyers.
Absolutely. See the guys walking out to the fans, appreciate them, which means our match is just 6 minutes away from that first whistle.
Oh yeah, we are about to get started here. We're going to get introduced to both teams' lineups. If you see over on the Flyers side, my favorite player, Carter Johnson, is once again joining us this season. My favorite team impact player.
Absolutely.
All right, and we're going to kick it down to Tom, who's going to introduce both teams' lineups right after the anthem.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Neil Carey Arena. On the campus of Lewis University for tonight, men's NCAA volleyball matchup featuring the defending national champion Bruins from the University of California, Los Angeles, and Lewis University. Presenting tonight's game ball is Kim Banka. Kim is the boys volleyball director for the Minnesota Select Volleyball Club. She's been with Minnesota Select for 10 years and was recently named ABCA Boys Club Director of the Year. Banka says, "It has been an amazing experience being a part of the growth of boys volleyball in Minnesota. The sky is the limit for boys volleyball coming out of Minnesota, and the future is bright." Ladies and gentlemen, Kim Banka! And at this time, we ask that you please remain standing for the playing of our national anthem. number 13, Mara McHenry. A 6'7" opposite junior from out of Israel, number 16, Ido Dupi. A 6'3" outside hitting senior from Oceanside, California, number 20, Ethan Champion. A 6'8" outside hitting sophomore from Phoenix, Arizona, number 21, Zach Rama. And the Bruins lead goes to 6'6" redshirt senior from Culver City, California, number 12, Alex Knight. The Bruins are coached by John Spora, assisted by Nick Vogel, Brandon Taliaferro, and Mortessa Chiari, and Nick Vogel.
About to get started here. First home game of the season for the Flyers. First one of this road game series for the Bruins. They'll be facing off against Loyola next on Saturday. Just so exciting. I mean, I don't think it'll ever get old hearing Tom do our starting lineups.
It never will. It never will.
I mean, he has to practice over the break.
I don't know. Does he save his voice or does he practice? Because he does that for every home game, no matter what sport.
Exactly. I think he must practice and, like you said, save his voice over the break until tonight. So I just love hearing that.
Absolutely. You know he was ready. You know he's been prepared.
He's always ready. And the boys are getting ready right now on the floor. Great to see them. Both starting lineups just filled with, you know, such great players. I mean, when you look at both sides, there's All-Americans, there's players that have experience with the USA national team, there's young guys, there's guys that have been here for years. I mean, it's just so exciting for tonight. Flyers definitely showing the excitement on their side of the bench.
And I've noticed what's new, at least this season, they've got these white boxes taped down. I wonder if that's for the bench to stay in.
You know what? That's a great observation, Rachel.
But how soon will the guys step out of that box?
Well, we are underway right now.
UCLA. The Bruins server is Andrew Rowe.
First serve of the season, jitters, just long there from Christian Prayer. For the Bruins, Rowan now to serve. Rowan has actually one of the best serves in the NCAA, and especially in their conference last year, with 50 aces.
Well, that makes up for it. Christian Prayer gets the serve and comes flying out of the back row to hit that D-ball deep down the line for a kill.
Back to service, Max Rocky.
Love that intensity from Christian Prayer. We're going to be seeing that from him throughout the entire match. Max Rocky now will serve. Rowan to McHenry. Haber. And that ball is out.
That was close. I thought it skimmed off the arms of Max Rocky,
It
but
looked as though it might have, but too early for that green card for UCLA.
Exactly.
Dug up there by Knight. And a monster block from Tyler Morgan.
Look at that celebration. It's not every day that UW gets blocked like that, that's for sure.
Yeah, and I mean, these UCLA men, I mean, they're not used to seeing that. They elevate like no other. Merrick McHenry especially, I mean, he just takes flight. Serve is long there.
Back to serve is Ethan Champ.
Chandler now back to serve.
And that is a service ace for the Bruins.
Must have just caught the line because Max Rocky looks a little surprised there, but great serve.
I mean, this UCLA team, when it comes to their service, they just attack you. They are not afraid. They show just so much power in their serves. That one long there, but as I was saying, Rowan, one of the best servers actually in their conference in the NCAA, 50 aces last season.
Those are some great numbers. But you know the guys are thinking ball never lies. That one was out, like the first one could have been.
From Mochil now.
Rowan back to David.
And the Bruins will look to reset here. And that one is in as well.
Zach Rama with the cut shot. Their score is tied early, 4-4.
Serving is Merrick McHenry.
And Merrick McHenry now to serve for the Bruins. One of those Bruin players that just is filled with accolades. I mean, the resume that he has behind him is just astonishing. Tough serve there. Christian Prayer now.
Tight set, tight set. What can they do with it? Good up there by Nico Paula. Dan Haber down for the kill after he tools the block. And just like that, Lewis is the first team to 5.
Daniel Haber showing some good aggression here early in the match. Not afraid to swing there. It's a tough UCLA block. I mean, the matchup is just insane looking at these players, but as I was talking with both coaches before the match, assistant coach Vogel for the Bruins and assistant coach Kirshner for the Flyers, both teams stated that they do look a little bit into the rankings, but when it comes down to it, it's just so early in the season that overall they don't really mean that much. I mean, they can change in the blink of an eye, and you know, the NCAA Division I for men's volleyball is just so highly competitive and back and forth. Big block there for the Bruins.
Yeah, that ended a really nice rally, but props to the UCLA block. I mean, you got 4 strong hands. It's going to be hard to go through them.
Serving is Eno David.
Dennis there getting the most of that block. David now to serve for the Bruins. Overpass results there in a free, and David there getting the kill off of the Lewis error. Nico Paula not able to do much with a swing like that.
Yeah, it's coming at you fast. I don't blame him.
Looking around in Neil Carey Arena tonight, folks, it's a full house for it being winter break, and for it being a winter weather advisory, classes were actually
100%.
canceled.
Yeah.
Well, not classes, but I guess campus personnel were advised to not drive to campus tomorrow because of the weather conditions. So
Doesn't matter. It doesn't stop men's volleyball from getting a packed house.
Max Rocky will still show up no matter what. I mean, look at that kill right there.
Exactly. Flying out of the back row, which now he's in the front row. Daniel Haber goes back to serve.
Daniel Haber throughout the years has been a really fun player to watch. I mean, the growth that he's had, just the maturity both on and off the court. It's just fun to see this young team looking up to a lot of the other guys on it as well.
Yeah, exactly. They have 3 sophomores playing. Daniel Haber, Nico Paulo, and Peter Romeoville. That's a lot of young guys. I mean, that's half the court right there.
Exactly. Not to mention on the UCLA side as well.
Max Rocky tools the block for another kill. We're tied up again. This is going to be a long game, folks.
Definitely a lot of back and forth, as we were saying. The rankings don't mean much. The Bruins being number 1 and the Flyers being number 15, formerly number 16, but after last weekend's matches, proving themselves, moving up 1 spot, just 1 point at a time, as Coach Kirshner stated in the pregame interview.
Good serve there by Sack. Not much we can do.
Free ball. The Flyers will reset. Hit there by Daniel Haber. Good block touch, though, from the back row.
Wow, that's not something you see every day. Michael Sack, look at the dig. Dan Haber, unfortunately, puts that one in the net. Point Bruins.
Tough error there made by Lewis, but loving the communication that they had. And like you said, Michael Sack.
Exactly.
Good play there.
Yeah, you don't see a middle dig, especially in the men's league, that often. Now number 9, Guinness back to serve. Maybe he'll get a dig. He's also a middle.
You never know with this team. Tyler Morgan out to Christian Prayer.
Oh, he couldn't handle that one, but I almost called it. Christian Prayer with the 2nd kill of the night.
A bit of a tough ball, but the way that he was able to adjust his body in the air was really impressive.
Exactly. It was a little bit of a tight trap set, but he was able to go right outside the block, down the line, tip kill. And now he's back to serve. So look at that, just a full 6 rotations. And we're only 16 points in.
Rowan to McHenry. Again, tough adjustment there. Good recovery there. And Daniel Haber still sticks with it.
What a rally.
Again, another tough adjustment. Still going right now. And we're still going full.
Wow, a lot of bodies in the floor. You know, both teams laying out.
And Christian Prayer.
3rd kill of the match puts that one down, and this house just got electric.
I mean, putting the exclamation point right on the end of that rally. What a great way to start off the match.
Exactly. So many pop touches and saves. It's not easy, like as a volleyball player, to have a ball fall through your arms like as you're blocking and then play it up like that. So props to both teams being able to handle it so well.
And just like that, side out back to the Bruins. Rowan now, again, watch the killer serve made by Rowan.
Great pass there by Dan Haber. Out to Max Rocky, who puts that one down. Well, technically it was off the foot of middle back number 21, Zach Ramo. But it's a kill because that foot kicked it into the crowd.
Really liking the intensity right now, Neil Carey Arena. It's just such a fun match seeing such a stellar team, obviously visiting from so far away, come into the gym and just have it be a full packed house. I mean, just a few years ago, this gym was empty because of COVID, and it's just a treat to watch this team here.
Exactly. And, you know, we started this a little bit before 7, and it was packed, but, I mean, now that it's like, what, 7:05, 7:10, there is not an open seat here at all. People are standing just to watch this game. It's incredible.
And Champlin now to serve for the Bruins. Ticks off the tape there, dug up by Christian Prayer. Tyler Morgan now to Daniel Haber. Good block touch there made by the Bruins. Rowan to Champlin from the back. Rachel, Andrew Rowan, the setter for the Bruins. He's a young guy. He was actually named the Conference Freshman of the Year last year, as well as ABCA Newcomer of the Year. Can you talk about, you know, the nerves, the feelings that you have being a young setter, running the court, basically being one yourself?
I mean, I don't know if he's got nerves now after all his titles, but I'm sure last year when you start, it's a big, you know, job to fill, big shoes to fill. And sure there's nerves. I get nerves. It's going to happen. But, I mean, looking at this confidence and the way he's earned each and every one of those titles, I doubt that nerves lasted.
Yeah, you're definitely right there. Looks like we have a play under review. And Rachel, did you see there what that challenge was made by Dan Friend?
Dan Friend is challenging, the down refs ruled point Bruins because the Flyers were in the net. But Dan Friend is challenging that was wrong and that none of his Flyers touched the net. So we'll see here. You get a look at the official talking about what's going to see. It looks like, wow, it was a really quick review. It must have been obvious. He was in the net. Oh, wait, never mind.
Oh, wow.
It's been reversed. Wow.
First home challenge of the year.
Exactly,
goes Dan
and he
Friend's
won.
way.
And the guys raised up Tyler Willinga to celebrate.
These celebrations, I mean, if you watch both benches, folks, for the majority of tonight, they're just electric. They're so fun. I mean, men's volleyball has got to be one of the most fun, most energetic sports that you can watch.
Absolutely. And with our gym, the sounds just echo
everywhere.
Well, that's unfortunate.
A little bit of a back and forth.
This time, Danny Aber was actually in the net, so, not going to challenge that one.
Yeah, the back and forth narrative seems to just keep replaying throughout tonight so far. McHenry now.
Wow, what a serve.
Killer serve there from McHenry.
I wish we had a speed gun radar. I want to know how fast it was because, top spins are fast, but to float serve like that was pretty fast. I don't serve that fast. I wish I did.
I wish I knew how to serve a volleyball, so I'm right there with you. McHenry will go again. This time dug up there by Rocky.
Perfect pass by Rocky. Oh. Michael Sack puts a dent in the floor. What else can we say? I mean, it's just too easy.
I think I felt the ground shake there with that one. That was a great play. Good bounce back.
As soon as he went to jump, the crowd just started standing up. They knew it was going to be a straight down kill. Great set there.
Absolutely. I am thoroughly entertained right now, and I'm sure everybody else is.
Well, anything you can do, I can do better, because he does it through a double block. Number 21, Zach Rama, puts that one down right in front of Tyler Morgan.
Had to get him back, He can't get away with that. Rachel,
back to serve.
So far, what do you think the Bruins have been doing well as the Flyers?
Yikes, that one hit the line judge. Caught me off guard there. It's been really evenly matched. I think one of the biggest things that the Flyers are doing really well as the Bruins is minimizing hitting errors. I think minimizing errors is the key to winning, so then you can capitalize on the points that you do actually earn. Oh,
definitely.
Overpass there. Let's see if the Flyers can capitalize. Max Rocky does. Something that's so awesome, Tyler Morgan does so well, is when he gets a high ball like that, he'll quick glance to see his blockers, so he knows within those 2 seconds which hitter to set. And like that, he gave Max Rocky a hole, so he's able to put that ball down.
Ooh. Flyers just couldn't recover right there. Dan Haber unable to get to that ball after the deflection. But yeah, as you were saying, Tyler Morgan, such great vision along with Rowan. I'm sure those two know each other, are familiar with each other's game. After all, they both have experience with the USA national team, So just going to be a really fun back and forth battle.
Yeah, they practiced together, They were out there. I think it was Cuba. They're out there for a long time.
Pan American Cup, I believe, in Cuba.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, so they got to know each other really well and learn from each other and make each other better.
Yeah, both players just with such great accolades. Michael Sack to serve. Dug up there by Rama.
Wow, what a find. It's hard for a setter to connect with your middle off the net like that. Andrew Rowan does it beautifully, why he's, freshman of the year, and finds number 9, Guinness, for the kill.
Guinness to serve now. Morgan out to Prayer.
Another great set. We're going to have a battle tonight, folks, that's for sure. Christian Prayer, started off hot, but that's just his 4th kill. And we're all tied up.
Yeah.
going to be a long game, that's for sure.
Dug up by Rama.
Oh, off the face.
Champlin getting the kill there, checking back in on Tyler Morgan after that play.
Yeah,
gives
that
him the
went
thumbs up.
right off the face, shoulder, something. Oh, look at that. They fist bump out of the net. They're all good. They're best friends.
I love the sportsmanship of men's volleyball as well. I mean, I think it's just one of the, I don't know how to even put it, not friendliest sports, but just one of the most caring. It's such a close-knit volleyball community, so it's great to see that.
Andrew Rowan adds to that ace tally. He got the first ace here tonight. Or no, they had one earlier, but his first ace tonight.
Yeah, looking at the stats right now, UCLA actually with, it looks like 3 service aces while the Flyers have 0. That one ticks off the tape.
I don't know if that technically goes under, but I would count it. Give him 2 in a row.
Again, number 7, Rowan. Killer serves. I mean, just extremely threatening behind the line.
Absolutely, and with those 2 aces, Dan Print calls the timeout.
Yeah, but I mean, before those 2 service aces back-to-back, the Flyers were just playing really well. It seemed like they were doing their best to try to stay in system and communicating extremely well. A lot of hustle plays. I mean, that's what I've seen on their side of the floor. Rachel, how about you? Absolutely.
I would say the only thing holding them back right now is their service errors. They started off with a few too many at the beginning of the set, but they toned it down, that's for sure. But they've been battling back and forth. It's going to come down to a serve game, you know, who can make more serves versus missing. And right now, UCLA is winning that battle, which gives them, well, the largest lead of the match, which is 3 points.
Which is not that large. And,
No,
you know,
it's not.
Do not count this Lewis team out. As we were saying, rankings don't mean much at the end of the day, but just so fun to watch. And, you know, a lot of these players, after their time in college has come to an end, they look to play pro, which I actually wanted to ask you about, Rachel, since the U.S. now has the first pro women's league here in the States. And I know that's been just a whirlwind. Their inaugural season is actually, you know, this year, 2024. So what do you think about that happening, and where do you see the sport going?
I'm excited to see it start. I think it was, you know, it's finally time. It's so awesome for girls who can go out of college and play professionally, but, you know, in the United States versus traveling abroad. And like Asia O'Neal, she was Texas All-American senior middle blocker, first round overall pick. She rightfully deserved it, especially winning the national championship 2 years in a row.
Absolutely.
I'm excited to see where it grows, but more importantly, where it starts.
Yeah, I love that point. David out to Champlin. Ooh, finds that open spot in the court, puts it down there. Rowan on a nice little service run right now. Flyers definitely going to want to look to end it, as his serve is lethal.
Andrew Rowan ends his own service run by service errors, so we'll see what Max Rocky now can do for his Flyers. Maybe bring it back to a tie game.
17-20, close first set. Thriller to watch. We had a great rally starting off earlier on.
Service off. Point UCLA.
That one's long, which now puts the Bruins up 4. Champlin to serve. Puts that one in net. We're just exchanging the serves here, right? After I just talked about how the service game is so important.
I think we might have jinxed it.
I might have. Serving substitution in here for the Flyers. Number 22, John Davis, comes in for Peter Vermochel. He can have a pretty tough serve too, so we'll see.
Definitely.
You know, coming off the bench if he can do his job.
And Rachel, in women's volleyball, I feel like you don't see as many service subs, if I'm correct. You see quite a few more with men's.
You do, because they're limited subs for men's, so they use them, you know, only 1 or 2. Sometimes girls have specific serving subs, but I don't think it's as often as guys do. Plus, then you get a better defensive player back there for your middle.
Right.
The difference is because girls, you can have a libero serve, and guys' games, liberos don't serve.
And that's a tough serve there, but handled well by Dan Haber. And Max Rocky from the back. Merrick McHenry unable to do anything with that one.
Great. It starts with the pass, great set. A nice kill by Max Rocky.
the captain, Tyler Morgan, if you can hear that chant, Captain Morgan, with the serve. Nico Paula taking a tough one there.
Yeah, that's two that David has lit up Nico Paula on, so we'll see if, Nico can dig him down the line.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough night for libero Nico Paula. Again, another young guy, as we were saying, but plays like he's much older and is willing to put pretty much everything on the line for the game. I'm sure I've seen him around campus just covered in bruises. We joke that he should be bubble wrapped, so we'll see what he can handle tonight. Dan Haber making the most of that one right there.
See, now you have some miscommunication going on the Bruins side. They just took out Andrew Rowan. I think there was Dan Friend, sorry, I lost my word because Dan Friend is arguing a net violation. I definitely agree with it, so let's see if Dan Friend challenges, could maybe go 2 for 2. But as I was saying, they took out Andrew Rowan and put a number 18 outside Grant Sloan, which means there is no official setter on the court. It's probably for a blocking sub, just to rest. Some teams do it for different reasons, but we'll see if that's why there's miscommunication, who was taking that second ball.
And seems as though Dan Friend did want to challenge that last play.
I mean, it's still moving a little bit, so something had to have been there. I doubt it's the wind or the AC blowing on it. We'll see if this is another fast one. Neil Carey, one of my teammates, next to the ref stand.
So far tonight, it's been quite back and forth, although the score right now is 24-19.
Yeah, we were tied up until 16-16. Then Andrew Rowan went on a nice little serving run, which put the Bruins up 3. And now they're up 5 just by some missed serves on both sides. But we'll see. I mean, if this call's overturned, the score is 20-23. It's way different than when the score is 19-24.
Yeah, even though it's just a point, it is way different. I mean, it's game ending right here.
And the results are in. He was in the net. That is 2 for 2 for Dan Friend on net calls. Dan Friend giving him the look like, can you watch the net, man? And again, Tyler Willinga is raised for the challenge win.
I guess that's their new go-to celebration if they win a challenge.
Sometimes they do like younger players, or they do Tyler Simpson because he's the tallest, Substitution for the Flyers, Nathan DeGraff in for Christian Frere. Another great right side. He just adds a little bit more height to the game.
Yeah, definitely. The vertical that he has is insane.
But that becomes now 4 sophomores on the court, which is a very young team.
This is a very young team. They have a lot of room to grow and learn. That ball is out of bounds.
Swing and a miss by Dan Haber. So he gets to serve one more ball. Zach Rama hitting that one just a little bit long. There were so many people. I just can't get over it. I mean, this place is packed. I don't think I've ever seen a fuller gym.
Yeah, Neil Carey Arena is tough to fill, but when it is filled, it's a very loud gym. So free ball there for the Flyers. Let's see if they can capitalize here. And that ball is saved.
Yeah, nice pancake there by number 18. One of the substitutions, Grant Sloan. Michael Sack with the second kill. Bruins now call timeout. It's point for point. This game's not over, that's for sure.
What a turn of events right now. I mean, I don't think any of us could have called this. As we were saying, when it was 24-20, that's a much different game.
Yeah.
Versus, 23. And now the Bruins are stuck here at 23. The Flyers with 22. I mean, you got to win by 2 as well. So it's a thriller right now, and I'm thoroughly entertained once again.
Yeah, these Flyers are not giving up. That's for sure. We had 2 subs come in for the Bruins. We had Grant Sloan outside, came in for Andrew Rowan, and David Flores, the setter, he went in for David. So they're running like a 6-2 because now we have 3 options in the front row, which is always so great if you're...
Absolutely. And, as you were saying, the substitutions, they're running through both benches right now. UCLA, during their first 2 matches, they went through quite a few players, and that's something that Coach Vogel was talking to me about. It was actually really fun being able to do that, being able to try the different rotations and get some of those young guys some more minutes than what they probably anticipated.
Yeah, and honestly, it makes it hard to scout. When your teams are trying to see who they should prepare for, you don't know who's going to come at you.
Right? All right, let's see what these Flyers can do. Daniel Haber behind the line right now. Score is 22-23. that's an unfortunate service error. Daniel Haber clearly frustrated with himself after that one. 24-22.
Dan Friend using his second timeout here, maybe to try and ice the server, at his game point. You get 2 timeouts a set, so you might as well
right.
use your second one right now.
But once again, if this results in a service error for the Bruins, the back and forth of the service errors right now seem to be the theme of the first set.
100%.
Definitely will want to look to nip that moving on into the second. Folks, it's been an intense first set, though. I mean, I couldn't have asked for more. I heard a lot of the boys, talking before the game, saying that they were ready. They were excited to take on the defending national champions here at home. I mean, it's going to be a tough one. They're not going to give in easily.
Absolutely. I mean, maybe they were ready. We were ready as fans, broadcasters, we were ready.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you just saw the post come out, you saw the schedule come out, and fans all around the world are tuning in to just see how this game is going to go.
Yeah, definitely. And thank you again for tuning in here on Volleyball World, brought to you by Lewis University Television Network. We're so glad that you're joining us here for some very intense, very fun volleyball.
Looks like Christian Perry is going to come back in for Nathan DeGraff.
Again, it is set point for the Bruins. See if they can secure this first set. Number 21, Rama, to serve now. UCLA actually on a very crazy 14-win game streak. Let's see. They're definitely going to want to continue it here tonight.
Good pass there by Dan Haber. No block up for Max Rocky, so of course he's going to put that one down. Bruins do what they can. And the double sub comes back in. Andrew Rowan back in as front row setter, and Ido David as a right side, but he'll be in the back row. But we'll see a D-ball out of him, I can guarantee it.
Michael Sack just has to get this one over the net right now. 24-23, you could hear a pin drop in the gym right now. Fans are loving this.
Absolutely.
We're loving it too. I'm hoping you guys at home are. And we're going to have a little bit of a discussion right now.
Oh, they missed the sub. Just making sure that the subs went in for the right people, that's all. It's first home game of the season. We got to let the book person have a chance to get familiar with the system. It happens.
Yeah, there's a lot of learning going on tonight, definitely. Again, it's the first home game for the Flyers, so...
Just unfortunate. It's going to kill the momentum.
Just a little bit, but hopefully Michael Sack doesn't read too far into it.
Exactly.
Doesn't get a little iced.
Still, still got the juices flowing. He's good to go behind that service line.
He's always ready. And if we look now at the officials, they're actually having a word with some women's volleyball players here at Lewis. Our stars, Bella Ray and Kiki Gahari.
Yep, they're down there. But it looks like they're ready to go, so.
Here we go. Back underway now again. Still set point for the Bruins. Michael Sack needs to get this one over the net if the Flyers want to continue this first set.
Good serve, but an even better pass.
Throw into Champlin.
Out to Champlin. What a great dig. Can they do it off the ceiling?
Max Rocky. And that one ends there, folks.
Into the triple block. But a great first set, 25-23. It can't get closer than that, that's for sure.
It does not get much better than this. 25-23 close first set. Join us back here again for the second right after this on Volleyball World.
Lewis University Athletics is brought to you by the Holiday Inn at Suites Bolingbrook, off Route 53 and Interstate 55. Proudly serving the Bolingbrook, Romeoville area, just minutes from Lewis University. The hotel offers plenty of banquet space for your upcoming events and 145 guest rooms and suites. You can join them at their on-site restaurant, Hanover and Hardy's Public House, for breakfast, lunch, or dinner. Comfortable hotel with friendly service. It's the perfect place to kick back, relax, and be yourself. Information about the hotel is available at www.bolingbrookholidayinn.com.
It's game day at Raising Cane's. If you want to order like a champ, forget about X's and O's. The only play you're running is chicken. So what combo are you picking? We've got tailgates of hand-battered, cooked-to-order chicken fingers and cane sauce, and jugs of freshly made tea and lemonade. This season is about to be unbeatable. Raising Cane's chicken fingers, one love.
And we are back now, folks. We got some games going on in the gym. The UCLA Bruins and the Lewis Flyers are facing off here tonight, and it's a tough match, right, Rachel?
Absolutely. I mean, this first set ended 25-23. It could have gone anyone's directions, that's for sure. But it's going to come down to not serving. Like you said, those are free points for the team. The Flyers missed 2 service errors in the beginning of the match. That was the only 2 points that, the Bruins started with. So the fact that you missed 2 service errors and you only win by 2, that's the game.
Yeah, and as you were saying, the margins are pretty similar between both teams. I mean, when you look at the stats, UCLA with 5 attack errors, Lewis with 3, total attacks both having 27. Lewis actually hitting looks like.
Yeah, hitting percentage is better. They got more kills.
370 compared to 222 for the Bruins.
But there it is. The Flyers have 2 more service errors than the Bruins, and they won by 2. But along with that, UCLA had 4 aces. Flyers had none. So those are also helps to the Bruins. The victorious in the first set.
Definitely. And again, right now, seems like they're playing some games just to smooth things a little bit over.
Name that tune. Awesome. Cross-country person.
He had to act like he didn't know the NSYNC song, just so no one would laugh at him. He knew it.
You want a sweatshirt. That's cool. Go Dylan.
Yeah, love to see the atmosphere. Just a lot of high, fun energy. Both teams, both benches, players from all over coming tonight since it's club night. I loved the advice that Tyler Walanga, player for the men's team here at Lewis, gave. I asked him, what can you offer to some young guys that might be watching in the gym here tonight? And all he said was, make the sport fun. Keep the sport fun. It's so hard to lose that energy and that passion when you're just trying so hard to be, the best. And he said, just try to remember why you started playing the sport and try to just be true to yourself and just keep playing as hard as you can.
That's just that was great, Tyler Walanga. I mean, he's grown up watching that sport. His brother played here, so he knows what Lewis volleyball is all about.
Yeah.
And these guys, I don't know about you, Allie, but they look like they're having fun.
They do. I mean, I'm looking around, I'm seeing the dancing, the singing, the high fives.
And when you play fun, it gets the crowd to have fun,
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the women's team here at Lewis is also very fun to watch. And similarly to the Bruins, you guys are also familiar with some championships. So
we might be.
You guys might be, 2-3-time GLBC?
Three-peat, yeah.
Three-peat GLBC, Great Lakes Valley Conference national champions.
Oh, we'll get that national championship, don't you worry.
Oh, yeah. Oh, starting us off strong there. Ethan Champlin getting that kill for the Bruins.
Another tough serve there by Andrew Rowan.
Yeah, again, I would not want to be on the other end of that ball coming at me. I mean, we were saying if we had a speed gun in here, I can only imagine the numbers that ball's putting up.
Absolutely.
Good dig there, Nico Paula.
See what Christian Prayer can do with it. Nice roll shot, just keeping it in play.
David getting another kill there.
Yep.
That's going to be David's 4th kill. Rowan continues the service run, except that one is long. May have spoke too soon there.
You jinxed him, he heard you.
Yeah, it's always funny how that happens. Maybe I'll just stop talking so we'll prevent that, but we'll see what Christian Pereira can do now for the Flyers. Rowan to David again. Triple block there put up. Working back to Rocky.
Ooh. Caught him in the shoulder, the ear, I don't know what, but we all heard that touch, and the down ref did a good job calling it. Good cut shot there by Max Rocky. He's got 2 blockers in front of him.
Yeah, and if I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure they went to Rocky on that first set. Didn't seem to work out too well, but I love the confidence that Tyler Morgan has.
Absolutely.
Going back to him.
It's confidence in your own player, but it's also, trying to get the block. Why would I go back to them if you just made a mistake? Block's got to be ready for it.
Christian Pereira a little bit disappointed with that. Last error, talking to coach, sorting it out. They'll move on for sure.
Yeah, just trying to do something with that set, put it over the net, but he just missed.
Yeah, Christian Pereira is a veteran player on this team. May or may not be his last year, if I'm not mistaken, but Great leader on and off the court. That serve is long. Again, the service errors seem to be maybe continuing into the second set, unfortunately, for both sides.
You know, it's going to happen. It's more mental than physical the more you think about it. But for them, they got to get a good toss.
Right, that is a great point.
They got to have good hand contact so they know what to do with it.
Merrick McHenry now to serve for the Bruins.
He's all the way back there. He's even outside the basketball court. Look at that.
We'll see what he does here.
Ooh. We're just going to keep exchanging missed serves. But where's the fun in that?
Yeah, definitely not my favorite part of the game. But as you were saying, it's very mental. And the atmosphere, the environment right now is kind of playing into that, I have to believe, because both sides are probably feeling the jitters of it being first home game for the Flyers and an away game. That's very important for the Bruins.
Absolutely.
Guinness with the kill, point Bruins.
Guinness getting that kill there. Looking at the service errors right now, 8-8. Again, we're tied with those service errors.
That means the teams are going to have to go off in a different department, whether that's kills, hitting percentage, blocks, something to step up for those.
Make up for that.
Exactly. Especially if those service errors are going to be close all game.
Daniel Haber having a triple block on him. It was a good block touch there by the Bruins.
David with the deep ball back row attack. Just against one block. He gets the kill. Deep zone one. See if the Flyers can side out here.
Rachel, can you walk us through a little bit of UCLA's block defense? It seems as though they're putting up triple blocks pretty often. That's a service ace right there.
Well, especially when the ball is off the net and like the setter has to come off the net really far. He's only really got one or two options. So the blockers, they see that situation and they all go. So then now you have to get through 6 hands instead of the normal 4. Especially with a high ball, they got plenty of time to get over there. So then when you see that triple block, it is hard to beat. But then you got to know when there's a triple versus just a double block.
Yeah, absolutely. That ball's Lewis thinking it's touched. Curious to see if Dan Friend's going to head over and grab that green challenge card. Oh, he missed it first, but here we go.
Exactly. Challenging another net violation.
All right, let's see if we can go 3 for 3 now.
I know. If not, maybe this one was just used to slow down UCLA. I mean, they're off to an early 4-point lead. That's, especially when you win the first set, it feels like they have all the momentum right now.
Yeah, and during this challenge review, it looks as though the Flyers are getting pretty hyped up over there on the bench. It's fun to see some great alumni in the building.
Absolutely.
As we were saying, Jake Wallenga, brother of current men's player Tyler Wallenga, in the house, was actually heckling him a little bit during our pregame interview. I love to see that relationship. And Tyler Mitchum, I believe.
Tyler Mitchum is
also
here.
In the house.
Joe's here.
Joe Kensinger, also in the house. Great to see that.
It's awesome that they're back. But, it's first home game of the season. Like, I would be back, too. Like, especially when you're opening against the national champions. Like,
yeah, definitely. Such a treat right now, yeah.
Absolutely. Dan Friend was talking about it early this year before the schedule was announced, how tough their schedule was going to be. And, I didn't know what that all meant, but seeing how they just played Penn State, wow! 3 for 3 on not just challenges, but net violations. Wow. Changes the momentum. Instead of it being 4-8, it's now 5-7, and just like that, Tyler Wallenga was raised up again. I think the camera caught it.
Over the winter break, I think Dan Friend might have just been staring at the net. I mean, he had to have been.
He's got to know. Maybe he scouted them and was like, I know it's going to happen at least this many times tonight. Good serve there.
It's got to be some sort of a record, a 3 for 3 challenge, right? Oh, and here we go. There might be a nut. All right.
Okay.
We'll see if Tyler Wallenga gets up in the air one more time.
One more time. But this one, it's not a net violation challenge.
This is a touch.
It's an in-or-out. In-or-out challenge.
Oh, it's an in-or-out challenge.
Yeah, Nico Paula down there. He didn't get the dig, but he was thoroughly convinced that ball was out. The line judge called it in, so we'll see. We'll see what happens.
there seems to be some sort of commotion over on the
Those guys are
Flyers
just always
bench. Who
having a
knows
good
what-
time.
yeah,
Who knows
you know.
what they're talking about?
So talking about challenges, for women's, I believe you guys do have just as many.
We
a
do.
few.
So
You do-
we started having challenges this past year because the guys got cameras and stuff
Right.
for their gym. So you're allowed 2 a match. You get an additional 1, but you can't go over 2 for the 5th set if it happens to go 5.
Alrighty.
And if you win,
After further review, call on the court is confirmed. Point.
then you keep your challenge. So now Dan Friend is left with 1 challenge, even though he won so many before. You're like, how does he keep having a green card? Well, he wins them, so he gets them back. Fortunately, that one was 100% in, according to the down ref. So point Bruins.
And that streak ends there for Dan Friend.
Exactly. Well, not the net violation challenge, but the in and out one is 0 for 1. Michael Stack puts that one just off the end line.
Yeah, Flyers doing a good job there to bounce back after losing that call. But I love seeing that thoroughness. And as you were saying, the equipment, the camera equipment that we have in the gym is a real great tool to have. But it's also very annoying sometimes, as I'm sure the fans would agree.
Yeah, it's great. Just like that, the Bruins jump out to a 9-6 lead over the Flyers.
Bruins up by 3. Float serve there. Morgan out to Prayer, who is just stuffed there by Champlin.
Yeah, I think that one landed before Christian Prayer landed back on the court when he took off. A little bit tight set, but tried to beat the block. Champlin said no.
Yeah, the connection between Tyler Morgan and Christian Prayer is usually very sharp, very on, so it's not very often that you'd see an error like that. Christian Prayer's just going to bounce right back, though.
Exactly. Maybe swinging didn't work, but he went up and above over that block for the kill. It's not always about who's got more power. It's who's got more IQ. It's awesome they were able to get a point off of that from like a 1-level pass.
Michael Sack.
Great serve. Look at
And
that.
that is a service ace for the Flyers.
First ace for the Flyers, and it comes at a really needed time. They bring the score to 8-10. Changing the momentum 1 point at a time.
Yeah, that is actually this Lewis team's motto this season. As I was talking to Coach Kirchner before the game, 1 point at a time.
Good. That missed serve, it just undoes it.
that one gets away from Michael Sack, and Rowan now behind the line, one of the best servers, arguably, in the NCAA.
Yeah, he jumped out to an early lead to start the set. We'll see what he can do this time around. Well, maybe we should just talk about serving, because we're going to miss it if we're talking about serving. So
Seems as though, some sort of a jinx going on between us, but as we were saying, though, just an incredible server.
Great serve there. Out of system ball. We'll see what the Bruins can do with this.
David.
Tip, but dug up by Prayer. So Max Roxy comes back with a tip. But we got a net violation. And you know what? That one he saw, or else Dan Prayer would have grabbed that card. You just know it.
Absolutely, and you have to think the officials are really on the lookout for those now after missing a couple.
After missing 3, you're like, okay, well, maybe I should start paying some more attention. Another great serve.
Ooh, tough set there, a little bit having to reach behind him, but David's not going to let that get the most of him.
Yeah, overpassed by Christian Prayer. He wished he would have handled that a little bit better. But it happens. But the Bruins will just come back and put that one down. Champlin to serve.
Morgan
Great
looks
set
like
there.
Rocky.
Champlin can't handle that one. Another out-of-system ball coming. Free ball, actually, for the Flyers. Oh, but they took out the setter. Good trick play there by Dan Haber. I don't know if it got the blockers, but it worked. Max Rocky tipped it over.
And I'm not 100% sure that was the plan all along. It seemed as though they were a little bit stunned but
yeah,
it
I know.
worked.
Well, some guys, they practice that. You know, they want to try and fake out the blockers.
Right.
Dan Haber. Dan Haber did that one earlier, but he hit it on 2, so this one he tried to set it.
Yeah, that was definitely a sneaky play there by Dan Haber, but I think he knew what he was doing. We'll see.
Yeah.
Seaver Drolsom now enters the match for the first time tonight.
He comes in to serve for Max Rocky. Oh, sorry. Wow. Wow, look at the bench going crazy.
And that
Not only was it a great block, but it was with one hand.
That was a monster block there.
Great read there by Peter Vermochel. Just absolutely. He says, why do I need 2 hands?
I think
you can do it with one.
Just too stunned to speak. I mean, if you can't hear that at home, folks, if you can't see it, fans were on their feet, mouths were open. To get a block on Merrick McHenry, I don't know if that was just ever going to be predicted.
Great dig there by Christian Prayer. Wow! 1 point at a time, that momentum changes. I'm telling you. And look at that. Timeout. Flyers take the first lead of the set, 13-12. So Bruins call their timeout.
I am too stunned. Just like that, the momentum is just shifted to the Flyers. The fans are loving it. There's actually not even enough seats in the house right now looking. I mean, there's fans standing, huddled together. I mean, that was such a treat to watch. The monster block, the comeback play that we just saw, the kill. It was great to see. This is the type of volleyball that you want to see at home.
This is the type of volleyball. Great thing is club night. You know, as you were saying earlier, these young boys, whether in high school, middle school, whatever it may be, are watching this elite level volleyball.
Boys, take notes.
They're going to go home and be like, I can do that, Mom. I can do that.
And I love that. I love that aspect of the sport. I mean, these boys are role models these men are role models for these young boys in the gym to look up to. And watching plays like that is really what makes it just such a great sport. I mean, I'm very entertained. I don't think anyone could have seen these last couple plays happening, but here we are.
It goes back to what Walinga was saying all about having fun, and you know the Flyers are having fun right now.
Yeah, and looking over on the Bruins side of the court, it's actually important to see their team ethic coming together right now, because as Coach Vogel was saying in the pregame interview, it's that they work on their own selves and then they work on the team. And I think that's what they're doing, because a couple of the guys on that side of the floor were saying, that was my bad, that was my mistake. And now they're going to look to regroup. And I think, don't count the UCLA Bruins out, don't count the Flyers out. It's going to be a back and forth night.
Absolutely. Props to Seaver Drolson coming in for Max Rocky, and he's giving this team something to do, making that serve over. The guys could do something with it, and then they took the lead. Peter Vermochel's a little bit late to get over the net, so he gets tooled. But what a great run by Drolsom, Now we're all tied up at 13. Max Rocky back in. Great job.
Regardless how the match ends tonight, I think that the fans are going to leave very fulfilled.
Exactly. It doesn't matter if this goes 3 or this goes 5.
It's just such a fun match so far.
Great set there from his knees. Great coverage. Redemption. And he gets it. Oh. I think there was a net violation on that one. He pulled the net in anger, so but he saw it.
Yeah, a little bit of frustration there on the Bruins side of the floor. Definitely important to keep their head in this match. I mean, clearly the environment is in Lewis's favor. That one ticks off the tape.
Just hits over our block, being slightly late, down in front of Vermocel, so he couldn't get that one up. But he did a great job in his 3 rotations in.
David now. 14-14.
Overpass. Defense. Oh, yeah, they read that one, that's for sure. Great dig there by Max Rocky. Roll shot. It's up, it's up. Tight set, though. Wow, able to just punch that one over with a couple fingers.
We have another rally here going, folks.
Oh, it almost went to us. We almost got it. A great rally, though. Flyers giving all effort out for that one.
Definitely. And Rachel, talk about that set or dump attempt. I don't think the Flyers, I mean, I think the Flyers saw that one coming. I don't
Yeah,
think
they
the
did.
Bruins.
I mean, both blockers went up with him.
Right.
And they put him back down. So you only wish that they scored the point because that's a big momentum read. But, you know, the Bruins were going to win that one.
Can you talk about when to dump as a setter yourself and what kind of goes through your mind before you make that play?
There's a lot of things that go into it. Sometimes it's like, even if you don't think your hitters are available, but it also goes if you think, like, you know, seeing the block, just trying to mix up the game. Because if it's all hitters, then you're not a threat. You know, you got to make sure you're a threat yourself because you're an attacker. Great job by Haber getting that one down.
Dan Haber definitely having himself a game tonight.
Yep, like last set. Now we're all tied up at 15 again, so we'll see who can pull away for these last 10 points.
Dan Haber actually with 5 kills. Christian Pear also with 5. Max Rocky leading Lewis with 9.
Too hot to handle, that's for sure.
Rama getting that kill.
Dan Friend, what a pass. Unfortunately, it wasn't, you know, a great pass. He said, told Gibbs to rank him a 1-level pass. Just the humor these guys have. They're such boys.
Yeah, I love the jokes. I love the energy on both sides of the bench. Clearly, the Lewis bench loving that touch by Dan Friend.
Oh, yeah, they are fully into it. They have that box tape down for their bench, and they were tiptoeing on that edge.
Good coverage there.
Michael Sack doing what he does. Was that his 4th kill now? Something like that.
Something like that. That is going to be Michael Sack's 4th kill.
Yeah, which means, you know, Tyler Morgan's doing a great job spreading the offense around. You know, we got Sack with 4, Prayer with 5, Haber with 5. So it just shows you that the blockers don't get a read for the Bruins on who's going to get the next attack.
Champlin with good vision right there, getting that open spot.
Yep, he puts that one down, middle of the court, kind of a gray area.
Right, and what do we call that? I believe it's the donut, the campfire,
or something like that.
Whatever you want to call it, it's just the open space on the floor, and Champlin saw it there.
Dan Friend grabs the green card. He does realize this is his last challenge. Oh, he puts it back. He's like, it's not worth it. Oh my gosh, I can't believe it. I can't believe it. The guys are doing one of our cheers. They're even doing the she's. Oh, he made it. For those of you at home, if you couldn't hear, they were doing a she's scared, she's shaking, she knows she ain't gonna make it. That's something we say like as a joke because it rarely works. First of all, it's a he. And he made it serve. So for those of you listening at home, the men's team copied us women's team.
Yeah, the chants are definitely another favorite part of the game for me. Substitution right now.
Yep, Nathan in. Could be a blocking sub. Nathan just brings, you know, more height than Christian does.
Unfortunate service error there for Michael Sack.
Christian Pear's now back in. And look who's at the line. Andrew Rowan.
None other.
You know, he pulled away in the first set when the score was tight like this. So let's see if he can do it again now. Great pass there by Max Rocky. A little bit tricky set. Christian Pear able to do something with it. But Champlin tools the block. They're up 18-19.
And Rowan will continue again with another service run. Not sure if you guys at home know this, but during the Pan American Cup in Cuba, Rowan was actually selected the best setter, best server, and MVP by coaches.
Wow.
At that 2022 Pan American Cup.
You know, he deserves it. Like, he's just so good.
It's crazy to watch such a young player play at such an elite level as though he's been doing this forever.
Right, and he's only 19, maybe 20 years old. So, like, he's still young. He's still got so much time to grow, and he's doing way more than most athletes out there.
Definitely.
Well, he's pulled away in the second set like he did in the first. It's 18-20, so Dan Frank calls a timeout. Maybe to ice him, just get his guys to just try and side out, you know, get this one back to being close.
Yeah, you really have to credit the Flyers hanging in there, hanging tough with this Bruins team, much similarly as they did to Penn State. I mean, that game was such a close match, a real heartbreaker at the end of the day for the Flyers, but you have to love the grit. Again, from such a young team, I want to say they have 11 freshmen on their roster. That is insane, and to see them playing together so well, I mean, clearly they're doing something right in practice.
They have their own community. I mean,
they do.
30-something guys on the team. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's a very big, deep bench, and it's crazy to imagine what this team will look like in the next few years as some of these young guys get older.
Exactly.
And continuing on, both teams return to the floor. 18-20, Bruins lead.
Pass there, handled by Nico Paula. Out to Rocky. Right straight into the triple block. That one's down for the Bruins. Again, Andrew Rowan having a 3-point lead off his serves. Great pass by Paula. That one's down. Great set choice. He only had one blocker. Vovocha puts that one down. Scores 19-21, and CP 2-3 goes back to serve.
Dug up by Rama. Outside of Champlin. No touch there.
Just long. And we're back to a 1-point match. We got a substitution coming in for David, number 11, Cooper Robinson. He's a redshirt sophomore. Let's see what he can do. Wow, an ace, second ace for the Flyers, and it came at a big moment. We are at a tie game with just 4 points left to the end of this set. And with that, Bruins call a timeout. Their first one, or the second one, excuse me.
.21 score now even once again. And that service ace from Christian Prayer definitely lighting a bit of a fire underneath the Flyers. See if they can continue to muster up that same energy after the timeout.
Speaking of energy, they have such a big bench. You just know, like, if there were no one in these stands, they would probably be just as loud. But it definitely helps to be the home team. You know, you got all these fans supporting you and cheering when you get a point versus the opponents. And that will help when it comes to momentum, for sure.
Yeah, even though it is the home court advantage, I have to say I did see a few young club players wearing some UCLA gear from local Romeoville clubs. You know that's probably got to put the dagger in the hearts of some of the Lewis players.
It does, but I mean,
can you blame them?
Who doesn't own a UCLA shirt after they won the national championships? Like, are you kidding me? I'd probably have a shirt if I dig deep enough.
Yeah, you definitely can't blame them. Again, both benches just filled with players for these young boys that are in here tonight watching and wanting to look up to.
Wow, back-to-back aces. I mean, home court advantage. Maybe you butter the tape a little bit because that one hits the tape and somehow goes over for a point for Christian. And now Lewis has their second lead of the match, or of the set, excuse me.
Seems as though the timeout didn't seem to bother the Flyers too much.
I have no idea. It was too fast for me to look. I don't know.
Dan Friend exchanging some words with the officials. Seems
yeah,
like
it's so deep in the match, like, do you use the challenge to see if it was actually in? But he's only got one left, so he decides to keep it for later. Well, ball never lies. Look at that, folks. He sends that one to the back wall, hits the sports team's posters back there. That ball is out. Max Rocky in the serve now. His first time serving the set. Or second time serving the set, excuse me. Little drop shot there. Max Rocky with an ace. His first ace of the night. I mean, these guys, we talked about it, going from 0 aces in the first set to 3. It's the difference of the game.
Yeah, and something that we talked about was minimizing the service errors and serving more aggressively, and that's definitely what the Flyers have managed to do so far.
Maybe they heard us.
Set point in their favor, so let's see what Max Rocky
all
can
these
do.
fans up on their feet. Well, they tried to push that one off the block. But net! Wow. Wow, folks. David, he put that ball down, but it wasn't down fast enough because he hit the tape as he was swinging. So Flyers take set 2. That's the Bruins' first set loss of the year, of the 2024 season. And we are all tied up, which means we're at least going 4, maybe 5, folks. Stay tuned.
Flyer fans, the Donut Shop in Lockport is the perfect spot to indulge in the area's finest sweet treats. Located at 1143 East 9th Street in Lockport, as well as their new location at 23836 West 135th Street in Plainfield. The Donut Shop offers 28 varieties of freshly made donuts, as well as a full assortment of specialty donuts. Lewis students and staff will receive 10% off any order with valid ID at either Lockport or Plainfield locations. The Donut Shop, a proud sponsor of Flyer Athletic. Lewis University Athletics is brought to you by the Holiday Inn at Suites Bolingbrook, off Route 53 and Interstate 55. Proudly serving the Bolingbrook Romeoville area, just minutes from Lewis University. The hotel offers plenty of banquet space for your upcoming events and 145 guest rooms and suites. You can join them at their on-site restaurant, Hanover and Hardy's Public House, for breakfast, lunch, or dinner. Comfortable hotel with friendly service. It's the perfect place to kick back, relax, and be yourself. Information about the hotel is available at www.bolingbrookholidayinn.com.
Looking for a great spot to unwind before or after a Flyers game? Nick and Ivy Brewing is the perfect spot to enjoy the best craft beer in the area. Whether you have a taste for a lager, IPA, ale, or anything in between, Nick and Ivy has the offering in their tap room. Located just over the bridge at 1026 South State Street in downtown Lockport. Nick and Ivy Brewing offer over 10 locally crafted beers nightly, as well as live music. Visit them online at nickivybrewing.com or give them a call at 815-524-4857. Nick and Ivy Brewing, a proud sponsor of Flyer Athletics.
Welcome back, folks. If you had just tuning in, you're missing it. 2 great sets. We are tied here 1-1. Bruins win the first set 25-23. Flyers win the second set 25-22, which means if you're doing the math, Flyers have 1 extra point on the Bruins. So technically, Flyers are up this one.
Yeah, I love the math there, Rachel. What are you, a math major now? But yes, folks, from home, if you're viewing those first 2 sets, you couldn't have asked for better volleyball, better competition. I mean, winning that last set off of a net violation, I believe. The intensity on the Lewis side, I mean, they were just overjoyed. And I think that the UCLA Bruins are kind of maybe getting in their heads a little bit.
Maybe. I mean, it's been loud. It's been a loud second set. If you're here, just know that, you know, you're missing a good night. It is packed. There are way more people than I probably thought there was going to be, especially with it being winter break. But that didn't stop all the locals from coming out. It's club night after all. We got Uno Volleyball Club, I see, Sports Performance Volleyball Boys here. You know, those are just 2 clubs that I see, but there are plenty of fans on both sides here tonight.
Yeah, it's great to see the turnout. Also, as mentioned, a lot of UCLA fans also in the house. Not sure if that's just some local club boys wearing the gear since they are the national champions, but still love to see both support for both teams either way.
Absolutely. So we'll see what happens in the third set. You know, UCLA pulled away in the first set, so they had started with the momentum in the second set, but that didn't stop the Flyers. They came back down late. It was 18-21, I believe, after Andrew Rowan's three-point service run. And they came back and won that set 25-22, which is huge. And
Right.
of course, of all things it ended on was a net violation.
Right,
We've seen
tough
a
way to
lot.
end it for the Bruins, but if you're looking at both benches right now during this time we have before this next set kicks off, the demeanor is, I have to say, very different between the Bruins and the Flyers. Bruins huddling up at their bench, talking with their coaches. Flyers doing the same, but I mean laughing, joking around, dancing. It seems as though their energy is up quite a bit more. I think it came as a shock losing that last set, the Bruins.
Yeah.
Since, as Rachel was saying, that's what their first loss of a set in this season.
Yep,
maybe
first set
in a
loss.
while. I couldn't even tell you. I think the last time they lost a game was March 11th against Hawaii. So
Absolutely.
crazy to think that Flyers might be handing them that end of streak tonight. We'll see if the boys can keep it up.
You
But-
always want to come out aggressive,
Definitely.
loud, energetic on your first home game of the season. And to do that against the defending champs, I mean, you're going to rattle them. Whether it's the noise or the snow, something has gotten in these Bruins' heads.
Definitely, and although they're down a set, I don't think you can count them out. They are the defending national champs. They have so much respect for each other on this team, so much, faith when it comes to their teammates, and they're going to play as hard as they can.
100%. The guys now taking the court, checking each other's lineups, make sure everyone is out there so we can start this third set.
Seems as though similar starting lineup.
Yeah, I
for
don't
both of
see
these
any
teams.
no switches from the first two sets. But I mean, why would you? Both teams are playing great.
Seems to have been working, for both sides.
Absolutely. If you didn't join us earlier, we were talking about the service battle being very, very important. And, Flyers had 7 service errors in the first set, but then and no aces. And they came back in that second set and minimized their errors, but had added 3 aces, which was huge and helped them win that set. Bruins had 5 service errors, 4 aces. And based on the stats, I don't think they added a lot more aces, but I think they added some more service errors.
Yeah, looking at those stats, fairly correct there, yeah. Seems as though looking overall, service aces 5 for UCLA, 4 for Lewis. Service errors both, again, seems to be tied at 11. Not adding very many more.
Yeah, so they added 6 service errors and only 1 ace. It's going to be a service battle, that's for sure.
Definitely.
Great pop touch there. Christian Prayer. He puts that one down through the block. Flyers are the first one on the board this time.
Michael Sack to serve now for Lewis.
Tight pass. Rowan's got to save it somehow. Triple block. Back to David. This time around, he gets the kill. We're tied, 1-1. Now Rowan back to serve. As we've said earlier, he has got a killer serve. Probably one of the best servers in, Division I men's volleyball. We'll see what he can do with this one. He gets an ace off of Dan Haber. Rightfully so. His second of the night. That one's long. Great call there by Dan Haber. It wasn't long by much, but just enough outside those lines, which sends Christian Prayer back to serve now. Great pass there by Rama. Tight ball. Good joust. Great block. Peter Romeoville puts that one down, just straight through the block. Point Flyers.
Christian Prayer, who had those back-to-back aces that last set, really helping the Flyers gain that set win. Back to serve now. Tough serve there, handled well. That violation there.
This time it is on the Flyers. Looks like maybe a trip or so, because Tyler Morgan just kind of flew into that net, and you know he doesn't do that on purpose. Champlin to serve now.
Ooh, tough serve there, Nico Paula. Not much to do with that one.
Yeah. That's 2 aces for the Bruins so far this set. Put that one to the net, just like before. Andrew Rowan had an ace, and then he served in the net, and then Champlin had an ace, and then put that one in the net. Look at that. Rocky to serve. David got blocked but recycled. It's tight ball. Good up there by Christian.
Oh,
Rocky tips that one. Right in the center. You know that donut, that campfire we were talking about earlier.
Yeah, good tip there by Max Rocky, being able to see that.
And the Flyers are the first to 5.
Once again, just the back and forth. Merrick McHenry now to serve for the Bruins. Tough serve. It's a strange serve that McHenry can deliver. I mean, he can change it up, I mean, on a dime.
Yep, it's like a float serve, but a little bit of topspin.
Right. Good job tooling the block there, Daniel Haber.
Yep, muscled that one through. Just got it between the arms. Down for the kill.
Again, another service error there.
Yep. Must be something on that side of the court, man, because a lot of service errors for both teams whenever they're on that side.
Yeah, we're even now with 13 service errors, both sides. All right.
It's almost entertaining. Almost.
It is.
Just exchanging this service back and forth with each other.
It's a bit funny because both of these teams are just so skillful when it comes to their serving that it's an oddity tonight that it's happening.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's not, considering the environment and it being the first home game of the season for the Flyers.
Great dig there by Max Rocky. Somehow that didn't hit the ceiling. But Dan Haber gets that one through a triple block. Max is fired up, that's for sure.
Yeah, I love seeing that big old hug given to Nico Paula, his libero. I love the energy still that the Flyers are possessing. They're up by 2. Doing a good job staying in the box, the bench.
You know, I'm surprised by that, if I'm being honest. They've got some big celebrations.
Let's see what Rama can do right now for the Bruins behind the line. Try to generate some momentum here. And Christian Prayer.
Yeah, Rowan takes the first ball, so setters out.
Tough swing, but again, managed okay, and Champlin getting the kill there.
Yep, places a deep zone 5 just to split the 2 backcourt defenders. And we're tied here up at 8. I can't believe it's already been 16 points. That's crazy.
Yeah, really quick third set, but I think you have to credit some of that to the back and forth service errors.
Absolutely. Well, look at that, a net violation. You know, I was like, is he going to call it, or else Dan Brent's going to grab that card You saw Kirsch walk up to him like, "Got it."
I lost count of how many that even would be. 5, maybe?
Maybe, something like that. That's crazy.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen so many challenges in a game, so early on in the game as well. A lot of them going on in that first set. Ooh, tough ball, but somehow made it back over the net.
Exactly. Well,
Not for long.
that one was down. And look at that. They're outside the box now. Some, wow, crazy celebration going on there. Dragging
Somebody's being dragged.
Sean Baggs around.
Dan Friend having a kind of going to dad mode there. Ray Friend was running around earlier.
I did see her. She's so cute.
Yeah, she's a joy. Bruins trying to silence a little bit of that
Yeah,
humor going on that side of the Flyers.
exactly. That passes off the net.
Ooh,
Max Rocky just gets blocked.
Eric McHenry, excuse me, just a very tall player, can jump so high. I mean, an all-around thrill to watch.
Absolutely.
And just would absolutely be terrified being on the other side of the net against him.
Yeah, he's one of the best middle blockers in this country, that's for sure.
Yeah, he has gained a lot of minutes with USA Volleyball, and you can only wonder what he'll do after his time at UCLA. I imagine pro being in the near future for him.
Absolutely. I wouldn't doubt it. Good pass there. Out to Max Rocky. Pulls the block, but puts that one down for the kill. We're tied up here at 11.
11-11, make a wish. I'm sure both sides of the court are wishing for less service errors.
Absolutely. That's what all of us viewers are wishing for.
Definitely. We'll see what Michael Sack can do here. Gets that one over. Rowan. Sneaky.
Yep, front row setter. Max Rocky just didn't see it, and he puts that one down.
Yeah, the first time Rowan attempted that dump, Flyers saw it right away.
Exactly.
But there, that was a good decision made by the setter. Service ace, can't say we're surprised.
Yeah. I think that's 4 for him now. Like, that is crazy. And then the team has, I think, 6 now. We'll check that.
Seems like that's 5 now for Andrew Rowan.
Wow.
Oh,
Make it 6.
spoke too soon.
6 aces for the team's 7. I mean, look at that. Another 3-point service run by Andrew Rowan.
11-14. Flyers down by 3. I think Andrew Rowan's service runs have kept UCLA in these tight sets, I think.
Absolutely.
Definitely mustering a lot of the energy from those runs, being able to get that ball over the net, and it's just so hard to handle for the Flyers.
Yep, it goes back to the service game, just 1 point at a time, and having the Flyers capitalize when Rowan is not behind the line.
Yeah, and Rachel, let's go back to talking about Merrick McHenry's style of serve, I guess you could call it. I mean, we've seen a float serve from him, but at the same time, there's a bit of pace and a bit of spin behind it. So
yeah, he comes in like a float serve, but then, just hits over the top of it slightly, put a little topspin on that ball, makes it really tough to pass. And it's at a faster pace than I think I would have ever expected coming off of him.
Right. Serving for the Lewis Flyers tonight, I think Michael Sack had a decent couple of serves. Christian Ferrer getting those 2 aces in a huge moment, huge time. Could not have come at a better time. After this timeout, we'll see what the Flyers can do to try to close a little bit of that gap. 3-point gap, so not much.
The Lewis women defeated William Jewell 72-67. Men are down 24-20 in the first half. Lewis University will come back. Flyers!
Love hearing that Lewis community shout out. The women's basketball team getting the dub against, I believe it was GLVC opponent William Jewell.
Absolutely, and the men are playing now.
It's your point, Flyers!
Well, now Rowan's no longer behind the line, so we'll see what the Flyers can do.
Yeah, really big sight out there for Lewis.
And Prayer's back behind the line. We just said he had those 2 aces late in the game, so we'll see what he can do now.
Ooh, and that one is long. Sometimes it's not so much a matter of how hard you can hit, but just keeping that ball in bounds. I think that that's really important right now for both teams, especially Lewis being down by 3 in the third.
Exactly. Now Champlin's to the line. Great pass there by Rocky. Great tip there by Christian. Fortunately, it was dug up. That set just a little bit wide. Rama couldn't do too much with it, so the Flyers get a point.
Yeah, a bit of an awkward serve, set to him so that he couldn't really contort his body that way. But again, that's a rare error made by the Bruins. We'll see what Max Rocky can keep going for the Flyers now.
Great serve. Well, you know, Max Rocky, he started off not serving that well. 3, 4 maybe service errors, not many runs, and he's now 2 aces. He has come alive.
Let's see if we can repeat here.
I jinxed it. I knew it. As soon as I saw him, I was like, man, I just know I jinxed it.
Yeah, it's tough definitely to keep those service runs going. I think Rowan probably has been the best we've seen so far serving-wise on the court. McHenry now to serve, though, and as we've discussed, crazy serve from him. We'll see it now. That one definitely a bit more speed behind that ball.
That one was handled by Haber pretty well. Tight set. Goes over Tyler Morgan. Tips that ball down just in front of Christian Prayer. Point Bruins.
(14-17). Again, still down by 3, the Flyers. If you're just tuning in now, folks, it's been a crazy game. That point actually goes to the Flyers. Seems as though UCLA a little bit stunned by that one.
I am a little too. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of missed what happened. But Tyler Morgan dumped the ball, somehow pancaked up, even though everyone on the Lewis bench thought it was down. But the ball goes in the Flyers' favor anyway with a back row attack rule.
UCLA's bench looking pretty stunned after that call. Surprised that we didn't see the green challenge.
Well, that one's a judgment call. If you're calling back row attack, it means that he was probably over the plane of the net or the ball was completely over when he threw it down. So that's all judgment, so you can't challenge that. But, you know.
Unable Bruins, to challenge any back row attack?
Any judgment calls.
Right.
So doubles, when you're over the plane of the net, anything like that.
Haber, big block there put up by the Bruins.
Yeah. Guinness had all of that one all to himself. I mean, Rowan helped a little bit, but Guinness just ate Haber up with that block.
Bruins starting to pull away a little bit. Let's see if David can continue this run that they have. And he does. That's a service ace for the Bruins.
Yeah. Man, something about this court. When you're on this side of the net, come up with a lot of aces. When you're on the other side of the net, come up with a lot of errors. Substitution now. Seaver Drolsom's in for Dan Haber.
UCLA now doubles the amount of service aces +1 that Lewis has with 11, and the Flyers with 5.
2 for 2 on aces.
Yeah.
6-point lead late in the third.
It's going to cause Dan Friend to take that timeout.
Yeah.
21-15 right now. As we were talking about earlier, a couple of players on both sides of the court tonight had the opportunity to play overseas in Europe. Rachel, I know that your program, actually the Lewis volleyball program as a whole, got to take a trip to Europe over the summer to play some great competitive matches. Can you talk about how that changed your game?
Wow. So you just start so early. So we got a couple additional matches before, other teams got to play additional matches, and you're playing against some good competition out there. We played against some club teams. We played against Cameroon's national team. I know the guys played against some great teams too. So it gels that team chemistry early. You got to meet, all your freshmen coming in. Like you said, they got 11 freshmen, and they got to gel with these freshmen early and just play some good ball before you're even in school yet.
Yeah, and among other things, you get to see some pretty cool things.
Absolutely.
I know you guys actually traveled with, I believe, one of our professors here at Lewis.
We did. Dr. Kremen. He is so awesome. He's so great. So much enthusiasm for Rome, Italy, Maribor, all these places.
Really amazing, absolutely, to see that you guys get to experience other cultures and also get to play the sport that you love.
Absolutely.
It's such a treat, and I think that a lot of the UCLA players can attest that they've done similarly and feel the same exact way.
Yeah, and you're traveling with all your best friends, guys or girls.
And Michael Sack there getting that kill. Throwing back to Rama, blocked by Prayer.
That's a big block. Christian Prayer going up against Rama, solo block, just, that's big. I'm surprised the fans aren't more into it. That's a big momentum play this late in the game.
Yeah, I have to wonder if there's a little bit of confusion. I mean, Christian Prayer looked a little bit confused after that play, as did Rama. For some reason, I feel like a lot of the fans were also stunned.
Yeah.
I think getting a solo block on Rama is probably something that is maybe not an everyday occurrence.
Yeah. Great dig there by Max Rocky. Flyers just trying to get it over. Oh, and they take the setter out. That's really smart. He goes over the block just too long, but hold on, because, never mind.
We thought we were going to see a challenge there by
Coach John
UCLA.
Sparrow was almost going to grab that card, and he said, never mind, it's not worth it.
Yeah, let's go back to that Christian Prayer play, though. As you were saying, sending that free ball over in a good spot, taking that setter out. So what exactly do you think his thought process actually was? I mean, probably getting them a little bit out of rotation, and it was just a good volleyball IQ.
Yeah, when you take the setter out, you're only left with like one or two options as a hitter. So blockers, and backcourt defenders, you're getting ready to defend against, one or two people versus four.
Right. Yeah, smart play there, but unfortunately, Bruins get that point back. 18-22 now.
Rama serves that one wide. Flyers are back in it, 1922.
We got a winner in tonight's Split the Pot raffle. Our winner was kind enough to give the $70 back.
Wow.
Thank you all for supporting Lewis women's basketball.
I love the raffles that we've been having throughout these games, and the dance competitions and the Name That Tune. It's really great high energy to start this season off at home for the Flyers.
Seaver Jolson now serves. He went on a great run earlier in set 2.
Somehow that ball gets back over.
Great dig by Nico Paula. We're going to see a challenge here, folks. We're going to see a challenge here. Nico Paula with a great dig, sends the ball over. And then number 20, Ethan Champlin, tries to go that one high hands. The line judge calls touch, but everyone on the Flyers claiming no touch at all.
Yeah, and Dan Friend's going to use, yet again, are we surprised, another challenge. And I think it's funny how the Lewis players on the floor actually started walking towards the bench before Dan Friend even had the green card in his hand, as though they were that confident that their coach should pull that card.
Absolutely. You just saw everyone shaking their hands saying, no way, absolutely no way that they touched that ball. So we'll see what the cameras can see.
Right. I love the little bit of acting that plays in.
A little
kind
bit,
of on both sides of the court. You see the Bruins, like, no, there's no touch, there's no way. And then you see the Flyers just pleading with their coach, like there was a touch, especially with the officials just pleading with them.
Yeah.
curious to see how this one plays out, because Rachel, what did you see there? Personally, I did see a touch.
It was too fast.
Too fast?
We do have a result. There was no touch. Point Flyers. The way that the guys reacted, it just is like, yeah, maybe not. Like, there's acting, but then there's telling the truth.
Right.
And that looked like telling the truth.
Well, if it were me handing the challenge card over, I would now be over one, so. But that's why we have replay, and that's why, people love it, people hate it. It's highly debated, especially in other sports. VAR in soccer is a whole nother story.
Exactly. Good block there. Outside again, tight set.
Out of bounds.
Just a little bit wide for that cut shot. John Terrell's going to call his timeout. Flyers come back again, just like last set. They came back late. It's 21-22.
Yeah, this is a crazy turn of events. I don't think, once again, no one could predict this. I mean, the Flyers are just hanging in there so well, and the Bruins as well, just still being aggressive. Even if, they make a mistake, they still come out just as strong the next play. So.
Exactly.
So what are the keys, in your opinion, to this next set? If we do, we will see a fourth set, but if the Flyers come up with this, what are they going to look to do? What's their game plan heading on into the next?
It's minimizing the errors. Staying aggressive, having that high energy like they did in the second set. Like, you're down. They were down one set, so they came out aggressive because they got nothing to lose, and it helped them. Going into that second set, they came out with a win. So going into a fourth set, it could be your last. Hopefully they go up 2-0. Maybe UCLA takes this one. But staying aggressive, minimizing the errors, whether that's service, mostly by the service line because that's where we see it more right now. But just minimizing the errors and getting big momentum points.
Yeah, and for the Bruins, it's probably similar, just minimizing those errors. We've seen too many of them so far. It's kind of a rarity, I'd say, for this team, since they are such great they have such great service typically, but maybe it's the jitters of being in Neil Carey Arena today.
It could be. Maybe they're thinking about how they're going to have to put their parkas on after this game's over.
Oh, those
so
brand
cold.
new parkas, yeah.
Great serve there, overpass. Max Rocky handles it with ease. But it starts with the serve. Give full credit to Seaver Jolson. There's not really a stat category for, because it's not an ace, but it should be a server's point. They created the overpass.
You could really credit him also with them taking that other set, because that service run starts, like you said, it starts with him right now.
100%.
We'll see if we
coming
can
up
repeat
big
it
today.
Ooh, that one is long.
And we jinxed it again.
23-22. Again, another nail biter. Could not ask for better volleyball to be played here tonight.
Coleman McDonough, I think that's how you say his last
McDonough,
name.
yep.
McDonough, yeah, he comes in for a serving sub. And I jinxed it, but it's okay. We're tied up here at 23-23.
Guinness returns to the UCLA lineup.
And Michael Sack now back to the line.
Sack is back, and the Flyers are creeping out of that box. Their coach warning them, get back in there. I think that the energy is just too high on that side right now.
100%.
Bruins need to look to slow down after this. Oh, unfortunate play there.
Almost another dig there for Sack. But just a little too hot to handle. It couldn't really get that one high enough for someone else to get to. And just like that, Bruins have set point with Andrew Rowan behind the service line.
Yeah, that is the last person that you'd want to have behind the line for this set point.
100%. Great pass. Recycle ball. Max Rocky will get a second shot. He tips it over.
Oh, and they're unable to keep that ball.
Rowan is right behind there. In the middle, reach back, threw off the whole game. Sent that one flying, and we're going into overtime, people.
24-24, you have to win by 2.
Great serve there. Rowan to David. He misses that one wide.
And
Get
just
back
like
in the
that.
box. Get back in the box. We got an attacking sub.
Set point here now for the Flyers.
Robinson back in. He came in late in the second set for David on the outside. So he's coming in now.
Christian Prayer. Let's see if he can seal this deal now. Ooh, and that one is out of bounds. Again, still not set point now because you have to win by 2. It's 25 even. If you're just tuning in, welcome. Grab your popcorn because this is one game we got going on tonight.
Great pass there by Paula. Great dig by Nico. No block up. Christian Prayer makes up for that mid-serve. And he puts that ball down.
And Nico Paula coming up big, the libero.
100%.
Great pass and just great communication right now.
Great setting by Tyler Morty. Great choices.
Back with another set point. Max Rocky 4. Lewis fans are on their feet. And that one's into the net. Don't go anywhere right now because it's 26-26. You have to win by 2. As Rachel said, we call this overtime.
Yep.
Merrick McHenry now.
Great pass.
Ooh, big
He had one
block.
before, but yeah. A big solo block there by Rama. He said, you got me once, but not this time. Now set point to the Bruins.
Not this time. I'm loving the battle between Rama and Prayer right now. McHenry now. Great pass by Paula. Morgan to Drolsom. That ball is out of bounds.
But the set's not over. It's not over. Because we got a challenge for a touch.
And Dan Friend, once again, green card in hand.
Yeah. Good friend Drew down there. He's getting...
He's putting that work in tonight.
Exactly. He's got a lot of challenges going, a lot of replay systems he's got to watch.
And I'm not so sure that ball is in. I'm
Well,
not
it's definitely
so sure.
out. We're looking for a touch.
Okay.
Dan Friend was really confident that he saw a touch right away. I couldn't tell you.
I didn't see, again, you know, what do I know? I'm 0 for 1 over here, but not so sure that there was a touch there. But as you said, Dan Friend, his percentage right now for his challenges, he's doing pretty well. What is he?
He's only lost 1.
Only lost 1, and he's had maybe 5. I don't know. I lost track.
Something like that. He's got a lot of wins. The guys do seem confident, but who knows?
If this call is not overturned and the point stays with UCLA, they would take this third set.
28-26. So it's a battle no matter what. If not, then we're still going. 27-27.
I'm so curious to see because I'm really thinking that they're reviewing this very diligently.
Yeah, who's been watching this for a while? You can see, teammates King Carey and Bella Ray trying to see for themselves.
Yeah, shout out to our staff here at Neil Carey Arena. They really work so hard, as well as our crew, putting on these games so that you all can do it at home. And it's just, we're really happy that you're joining us right now on Volleyball World, but
absolutely,
the fans at Neil Carey Arena are really biting their fingernails.
After further review, call on the court is confirmed.
Call's confirmed, no touch, which means UCLA takes the third set. They're up 2-1 against the Flyers.
And clearly, you are not going to want to miss this fourth because look at the game we've had so far. Stay tuned, folks. We'll be right back.
Lewis University Athletics is brought to you by the Holiday Inn at Suites Bolingbrook, off Route 53 and Interstate 55. Proudly serving the Bolingbrook Romeoville area, just minutes from Lewis University. The hotel offers plenty of banquet space for your upcoming events and 145 guest rooms and suites. You can join them at their on-site restaurant, Hanover and Hardy's Public House, for breakfast, lunch, or dinner. Comfortable hotel with friendly service. It's the perfect place to kick back, relax, and be yourself. Information about the hotel is available at www.bolingbrookholidayinn.com.
It's game day at Raising Cane's. If you want to order like a champ, forget about X's and O's. The only play you're running is chicken. So what combo are you picking? We've got tailgates of hand-battered, cooked-to-order chicken fingers and cane sauce, and jugs of freshly made tea and lemonade. This season is about to be unbeatable. Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers, one love.
Saying they're loving this game so far. People all the way from, live in California, they live in Florida, live in, my good roommate, Amy, she lives in Indiana, she watching this game, she's loving it so far.
Yeah, it is still winter break, as we were talking about earlier, and so to have this big of a turnout here in our gym at Neil Carey Arena, it's a very special thing. I mean, loving the support from the locals.
Yeah, definitely. Going back to just a quick review of that third set, Flyers are up 26-25, and what's the one thing we've been talking about all game? These missed serves, and unfortunately the Flyers had a missed serve, and so UCLA was able to run away with the set to win. So we'll see what the Flyers can do to come up. I mean, they've got nothing to lose. They're down 2-1. If the Bruins win this next set, then they win the match. If the Flyers win, then it goes 5.
And this would be, if they do go to 5, yet another match where, just like Penn State, so back and forth.
Absolutely.
I mean, just insane up until the end. And
you gotta love it. You gotta love it.
It's definitely what it's all about. Just coming up, just showing up, and being ready to just compete.
Guys are slowly starting to take the court. About to check lineup soon. And then this fourth set will be underway. Don't leave just yet, because this will be a good one. We can promise you that.
Yeah, definitely don't go anywhere right now. You're not going to want to miss this. Similar lineup once again. Receiver Drolsum looks like he's into the match right now for the Flyers. And he
looks like he replaced Dan Haber.
Yeah, replacing Daniel Haber, who also is having a great match. Just another young guy. I mean, being out here against the defending national champions,
100%.
Something to be proud of.
To begin game 4, serving for the Bruins, number 20, Ethan Chamberlain.
Yeah, he's another sophomore. So we still got all those young bloods out there. Great pass by Rocky. Rowan with the dig. David. Triple block down on the line.
I'm loving the enthusiasm after the block.
100%. Peter Vermochel is one of the most animated middle blockers I think I've ever seen. When he gets a point, he celebrates, and he celebrates hard.
Definitely.
Good serve there. Rama able to do something with that set, which is a great set. I mean, Rowan was on his
sliding.
Yeah, sliding down on his knees, on his butt.
He's doing whatever he needs to do right now to keep his team in this game. They're up by a couple sets now.
Great serve. Christian Prayer kills the block. Like you said in that third set, you know, Christian Prayer and Zach Rama are just going after each other. It's been a battle for the two of them for sure, and it's very fun to watch.
Very, very fun to watch.
Back to the service, Vance Rocky.
Good serve. Handled by Knight.
Nico Paula with the set there.
Yes, but Guinness says no. He reaches and hangs for the last second and just keeps that ball down. Devi goes back to serve.
Yeah, the Flyers were a little bit, I mean, they were out of system there on that play, and so it's tough.
100%.
But still loving the effort on both sides. 2 to 2, excuse me.
Recycled there. Another tip coming, but they're out of system. Mocho with the pass. Christian Prayer tools the block again. Rama, you're not stopping Christian.
Yeah, it's a battle so far. And I mean, the miscommunication on the Bruins side of the floor sort of delayed the play and what that play could have become, but
absolutely,
they'll regroup after that one. Rama coming back.
Yep, puts that one down, going in between the block.
There's really great matchups just all over the floor tonight. I mean, in just about every area, it's a very even match, 3-3.
100%.
In the fourth set, definitely proving my point.
Great pass there by Seaver. Tip by Tyler Morgan. He's a little shocked. That one hit the tape. The block went up, but went around him. Trickled the tape and down.
I love the reaction from him. It's so funny every time. I mean, he covers his mouth. He's a little bit in a bit of disbelief with that one, but
yeah, you know, the tape can either be your friend or be your enemy.
Oh yeah,
that one was his friend.
Yeah.
Ooh. And Andrew Rowan just says, "I'll do it too."
Tricky play there. I mean, that one was a bit more seamless than Tyler Morgan's. I like the trickiness on both sides for both setters.
Yes. It's funny, you know, they played together in the what was it called?
Pan American Cup.
The Pan American Cup. And now they're doing one thing after another.
Yeah, very familiar with each other. Michael Sack, big kill there.
Set him more. I mean, he is hitting great right now. He's just getting kill after kill, but it's randoms. Get him going.
Yeah, Michael Sack, once he gets going, he's hard to stop.
100%. Great serve. Somehow keeping that one off the floor. Free ball's coming for the Flyers. See if they can put it down.
And they do. Michael Sack
adding to his kills list. Does Tyler Morgan hear me? I mean, Michael Sack is hitting 800 with that kill. And Peter Vermocha, our other middle, he's hitting 1,000, which means every swing that he takes is a kill.
Really impressive performance right now. And also, let's not discredit Seaver Drolsom with these serves. I mean, he's sort of, I want to say, the unsung hero right now, the underdog coming in off the bench, serving so well.
They don't have to be aces. They're in, and he's going on a run. The guys are able to defend and play around it.
Rowan now, back to serve for UCLA. That is in.
Ace, add it to his list. 6, maybe 7 aces now by him is crazy.
Couldn't tell you because I've lost track. There's just been that many.
It's 6 ace, yeah. It's crazy.
It's an impressive performance by such a young player, just a sophomore. Ooh.
Well, Chamlin says no to Christian Prayer. You know, maybe if it was Rama, he would have told him because of that battle, but that time Chamlin got all of it, put it down.
Big block there by McHenry. I believe that's his 5th now for tonight. And Rowan will serve once again.
Max Rocky able to tool the triple block, somehow gets it through.
Bit of a scramble play, but hey, you know what? It worked out in the end.
Yeah, those scramble plays are scary, but you know, if you get the point, it's totally worth it.
Definitely. I love the Michael Sack service. noise that they're making this for sack.
Oh, yeah, the hisses,
Oh,
because
yeah.
his name starts with an S.
Oh.
Wow, Max Rocky. What would have been a hole, it wasn't. Max Rocky just read Champlin up and
Big
blocked
time.
him.
Big time play for Max Rocky right there. Michael Sack to serve once again.
Yeah, Max Rocky had 6 blocks against Penn State. One of them being one of the top plays of the week by Nosy Buckets, if you follow that Instagram account. He had a solo
I love that
against
Instagram
Penn State.
account, yeah.
And, you know, he's not slowing down.
No, he is not. And you know what? I believe the block that we saw earlier, the one-hand monster block earlier on, and I believe the first or second set, I believe.
Second set.
I think that might be on the account next.
I
The next
agree.
feature.
If it's not, I might have to just write a review.
I might have to
because-
DM them.
Exactly, because that was crazy. Folks,
Yeah.
if you missed it, you really wished you didn't.
Yeah. There's still much more to come tonight, so don't worry if you missed that play. If you're just tuning in, welcome. UCLA Bruins, Lewis Flyers, 4th set, 9-8, Lewis up by 1. There's your little brief synopsis. Keep watching for more.
Dig there by Nico. These setters, man, just sliding everywhere.
Great effort there by the Flyers. Couldn't come up with that point, though. McHenry now to serve.
Yep, we're all tied up. The Bruins are up 2-1 against the Flyers. 4th set, we are underway. McHenry to serve.
He just takes flight. I mean,
Yeah, so
insane.
much power. I don't even know how you decide if that's going to be in or out by the time it leaves his hand. It's crazy.
I mean, I'm really speechless. We have an airport here at Lewis University, and I don't even know. I feel like he'd interfere with some of the planes that fly around with how high he's jumping. Max Rocky now.
Good serve. That one is barely long. I mean, these guys reacted like that was going to hit the back wall, and if you blinked at the right time, you might have thought it was in.
Yeah.
But,
11-9.
Yeah, he was confident, so
Oh, yeah.
good thing he was right. Great serve, overpass.
Oh.
Setter dump, look at that.
Yeah, Flyers on a little bit of a run right now. And, yep, results in UCLA calling that timeout.
Yeah.
I mean, this is such a treat, the volleyball that we're seeing. And you know what? I have to take a moment. I want to bring up the uniforms because I'm pretty sure this is the Flyers debuting their uniforms at home, if I'm not mistaken. And I'm loving them. I mean, great uniforms. And UCLA, loving the colors. Sorry, having a brief fashion intermission, if you will, here. But
You know, it's worth it. These guys, you know, when I first saw these jerseys, they had white letters and white numbers on top of the red stripes. And I was like, you know, not so much a fan. I was like, this is kind of weird. But, you know, it's the 30 for 30 jerseys. They're 30 years of celebration, and they made those numbers black now. And I say they look good.
yeah, and thank you again for bringing that up, Rachel, because it is 30 years of this team of Lewis men's volleyball, and that's just such a special thing. And I was talking to Coach Kirshner right before the game started, and he was just saying that it means so much. And him being a former volleyball player here at Lewis himself, it just means a lot. It's really great to see the growth that they have, the growth that men's volleyball has had, as he mentioned. I mean, throughout all divisions, especially Division III with that huge boom that you saw, you know, just a few years ago. I mean, it's insane. It's great to see women's volleyball as well as on such a huge rise with, you know, Nebraska playing in their football stadium and Texas winning their second national championship back-to-back. I mean, it's just insane.
Exactly. And to see those 30 years, I mean, they probably got by in a blink of an eye. You have so many alumni here tonight. Kirsch, not, you know, he's one of them, but he's on the coaching staff.
He's always here.
Exactly.
Hits the ceiling, but that's playable. Super Drolsome.
Wow. Big credit to the Flyers. That hit the light, but stayed on our side of the net, their side of the net. So it's legal. And then they somehow handle it, and Seaver Drolson just puts it deep corner, zone 5. Always open for the kill.
Yeah, and you know what? I said it once, and I'll say it again, that Seaver Drolson has been this sort of unsung hero tonight. I mean, he's just coming up big in these moments. That serve is long. Christian Prayer telling coach, don't grab that card.
Yeah, it was just a little bit long and almost hit the ref's foot. So it was close though, and I'm sure like it was worth it for a guy to have a hope for a second. Be like, oh, never mind.
Yeah. 13-10, Flyers are up. David with the killer serve, but Nico Paula handling that very well. Christian Prayer now blocked.
Yep.
Again.
Had to adjust a little bit to that set. It was blocked. Just a little bit of a lack of coverage there, so the Bruins were able to get that point.
Yeah, the one-on-one Rama Prayer matchup that we've seen throughout tonight. It's just getting better, I want to say.
100%. A little bit of a short serve there from David. Good up there by Prayer. Back row attack. Off the block and out of bounds. You know, that swing by Peter Vermocho was his first swing that wasn't a kill. So he's no longer hitting 1,000. But, you know, he's still up there. He's probably in the 900s now.
Yeah. Not anything to get too upset about, Peter Vermocho.
Not at all.
We'll see what he can do with his service here. Not too much. That one goes into the net. Hands that point back over to the Bruins. Rama now. Once again, I am Allison Linkwitz, joined with Lewis women's volleyball player Rachel Kezerowski. Rachel, which matchup are you loving the most so far in the court tonight? Great recovery there.
You know what? I think I'm a setter, so I'm biased, but it's got to be Rowan versus Morgan. And with that, he dumps the ball.
Oh, yeah. Right on cue.
Right on cue. And I think they're pretty much even for kills now.
Right.
You know, and they played together. They have history. One's sophomore, one's a junior. Like, they're both young guys. And they're doing a great job tonight performing why they are true All-Americans.
Absolutely. That's a great point. And, I mean, there's just so many All-Americans on this Bruins team that, I mean, that's the safe word right now. If you don't know their name, just the All-American might suit.
Exactly. What's been your favorite matchup?
That's tough. I can't even answer my own question. Similarly, I do love the setter matchup, but, you know, the Prayer-Rama matchup, I just love the intensity. I think I've seen a few glances through the net after some tough blocks, which I love. I think,
always.
You know, watching the Women's National Championship, seeing the, like, glances through the net, seeing the calls for whatever they call it, I think taunting.
Right.
It kind of gets under my skin a little bit, because I think it's all good fun. I mean, service ace there. I love seeing that side of volleyball, the aggressiveness, the competitiveness. And
yeah, you're going to get some energy going. It's going to start from a little bit of a banter. Nothing, you know, it's what comes with sports.
Absolutely.
Men's side or women's side, you're going to have a little bit of
any sport you
aggression.
Play.
You know, you're going to be a little too intense at sometimes, but everyone knows it's just a game.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, we've seen really great sportsmanship here tonight as well.
And look at that, right on cue. The stare down.
The stare down. Christian Prayer stare down.
He got up there just on time, reached in, and blocked it. And just like that, the Flyers are up 17-14.
Yeah, and we're actually going to take a quick break, but do not go anywhere because this is an intense game, and we'll be right back.
Looking for a great spot to unwind before or after a Flyers game? Nick and Ivy Brewing is the perfect spot to enjoy the best craft beer in the area. Whether you have a taste for a lager, IPA, ale, or anything in between, Nick and Ivy has the offering in their tap room. Located just over the bridge at 1026 South State Street in downtown Lockport. Nick and Ivy Brewing offer over 10 locally crafted beers nightly as well as live music. Visit them online at nickivybrewing.com or give them a call at 815-524-4857. Nick and Ivy Brewing, a proud sponsor of Flyer Athletics.
Hope you grabbed your popcorn during that short break because don't go anywhere right now. It's 17-14. Lewis up by 3. And it's the fourth set, so it can't get much more close than this.
You're right, but we can't count out the Bruins because the Bruins have been up late going into their sets, and they pulled away with a couple of those. So, or then the Flyers came back. So we don't know. Just because you're up at one point doesn't necessarily guarantee anything. So
Absolutely.
stay in your seat, folks.
Yep, and as Coach Kirshner said in the pregame interview, just 1 point at a time. That is what this team is looking to do here tonight and for the rest of their season. Take it 1 point at a time.
Serving some Luka Kirchi, freshman at Newport Beach, California, came in to serve. Fortunately, he puts that one in the net. So now Siebert Drolsov, he's gone on a few runs earlier tonight. He's back behind the line. We'll see what he can do this late in the game. Overpass.
And that there.
Max is fired up. I mean, I said Peter is pretty animated celebrator, but I gotta be honest. All of these guys are. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
when they want the energy to be up, they get fired up. That's for sure. And again, give credit to the server. You know, we talked about this
Absolutely, yep.
earlier. Siebert he's been having some overpasses off his serve, and that doesn't get credit anything towards him. But don't you worry.
Absolutely.
Me and Allie don't let it go unnoticed.
We do not. Yeah, just a thriller play right there in system. Ooh, Tyler Morgan with a bit of a death drop move. I like that.
You know, if you're first time watching, you're probably like, oh my gosh. But he does that a lot, you know.
He does do that a lot, yeah. It's fun to see. He's just a fun player to watch all around, and great communication there.
Great pass by Rocky. Didn't even have to move. Wow. We haven't seen that tonight. Christian Prayer with the inside set, which was planned. It just splits the block, and he puts it down. I mean, there might be a dent on that three-point line over there. I'm not sure, but it's a great pass, great set, great run overall.
Yeah, and you know what? It's such a shame because they just painted this floor over the summer.
You're right. Didn't even think about that.
All jokes aside, let's see what the Bruins can counter back. That ball's out of bounds off of Max Rocky.
Ooh, you know he wanted that one just to hit the line.
Oh, yeah, the reaction.
Another solo block opportunity.
20-17, though. The Flyers still up by 3. Champlin to serve.
They're staying calm because you know what? They got Andrew Rowan. One pass and done.
Yeah, he's been sort of the go-to guy right now for the Bruins side. He's been starting off quite a few service runs, and the Rama Prayer matchup.
There it is. Christian Robbins, one great swing, and then they're like, no, you can't do it 2 times in a row.
Really important for the Flyers to maintain this little bit of a lead that they have, but the Bruins with Champlin right now, tough to see if the Flyers will be able to.
And just like that, it's a 1-point game.
Yeah, tough swing there. Christian Perry not able to do much. Dan Friend calling a timeout. And yeah, 1-point game, as you were saying. So how did the Bruins manage to kind of close that gap a little bit right there, Rachel?
You know, just trusting what you do. They knew they had time. It was, 2017, but that doesn't mean that they're close to being over. Kind of like maybe they remembered that the Flyers came back and stole a lead from them. It was 21-17, and they stole that one from the Bruins. So just knowing that they could do it again.
Right, and you know what? This is such a tough weekend for both teams because, as we were saying, the Flyers have the Bruins tonight. The Bruins have the Ramblers Saturday, and then BYU comes.
Exactly.
It's wow.
It's going to be great competition all weekend. So if you can't make it tonight, just wait for the weather advisory to be gone, and then make your way down to Romeoville on Saturday, 7 p.m.
Yeah, drive safely because I guess having another winter storm, what else is new? I mean, it's new for the men over here from California, but they got their parkas, so they're good. They're good to go.
They know about the snow, They came prepared.
Yeah, they did. And, I mean, playing the Ramblers actually, I think they were coming back from Hawaii, and they played Stanford.
They did, yes.
And they had a couple really tough games. I know they lost one against the Rainbow Warriors, they won one. I think they lost to Stanford in 5. So they've just been battling it out. There's been battles all over the NCAA men's volleyball.
It just speaks to how much talent is out there and how it doesn't matter what team you're on. Every team is going to be good. Every team is going to fight. Rocky is on fire, and he is toying with these men's blockers for the Bruins.
Yeah, and I believe he was all MIVA. He was voted all MIVA at the beginning of the season, so
he was
living up to that. Ooh.
Great set there by Andrew Rowan.
Yeah, tough play there. Rowan keeping his team in the game, in the match, 21-20.
Absolutely.
Yeah, almost a scary collision there between Prayer and Morgan. Glad to see both players are up and okay. I mean, volleyball it's not an easy sport. People say it's not a contact sport, but that play right there almost begged to differ.
Ooh, great pass. I love that. Yep. You know, I don't know what they call it in the men's, but for us we call it a C-shoot. The middle runs really close, almost the same tempo as the outside.
Yep.
And so blockers, you're just, especially at this level, you're trying to guess which one's going to get it, and they guessed wrong. Max Rocky was able to put that one down.
Yeah, Max Rocky's been a fun player to watch all throughout his career at Lewis, especially tonight, though. He's behind the line. Now will serve for Lewis.
Keeps that one in play. Just smart. They were able to defend. Great dig there. What can Drolson do? Great dig there by Knight, but it's tight.
And Romocho clearly not thrilled with himself after that play. It's the ball comes down at that angle. It's coming straight down, and both players going up. You're thinking there's going to be a joust, but it just happened to land.
Yeah.
A little bit awkwardly.
Guinness made a good read and blocked it, so unfortunately he called a double contact because it hit Romocho's face and then his arms.
Right.
So you call that a double.
David now.
Ace this late in the game coming up big. David, and he's tied this game up 22-22.
And timeout now called by Dan Friend. That serve, I want to just talk about it for a minute. I didn't even think that was making it over the net.
Yeah, it just dropped. It had a lot of top spin and was able to drop just in front of Christian Prayer. Couldn't pick it up.
Yeah, so right now we're even, as you said, at 22. What do the Flyers need to do to pull away and take this fourth set?
You got to play clean. It's a 3-point game if you look at it that way. And they got to remember, they were up. They can do it. They've beaten them before. They took a set. So they got to push it to 5. You just got to work.
Yeah, and I would love to see this game go to 5, as I'm sure you guys at home would probably love to see it, unless you are a Bruin fan, that is. But the people here in Neil Carey Arena tonight, I think they're having a good time. Looking around, there's so many young volleyball players here since it is their club night. Couldn't have asked for a better game to come and watch, even in this pending snowstorm.
Yeah.
As we said earlier, campus was actually stated to be closed tomorrow, even though we're not having class because we're still on winter break. And we are back now. So important to minimize any service errors on both sides.
Another short serve. Lands in an ace.
It's so tough, that serve, to get underneath that ball. And Flyers taking a minute to just talk that one out, talk that through right now.
And the Bruins are 2 points away from taking this match. Free ball coming for the Flyers.
And Drolson there is blocked by Guinness.
Yeah, Drolson gets blocked, making it set point for the Bruins here.
set point. This game has been a thriller. We'll see if it can continue to be, if the Flyers can prevent this game point here by David. And
service error comes up huge. And we got, wow, freshman Diego Estrada coming in for Peter Vermocho as a serving sub. Talk about the pressure. As a freshman coming in on not just set point, but match point.
Yeah, that is a lot of pressure for a freshman, as you said. And that is game point now for the Bruins. A real heartbreaker for the Flyers.
Yeah, 100%.
But not to discredit their efforts. What a game we had here tonight.
It was a great game.
I mean, you couldn't have asked for anything more. And the defending national champions coming in to Illinois. They're going to face off against the Ramblers. Nothing to be ashamed of, everything to be proud of. Such a fun game. Thank you for joining us on Volleyball World. I'm Allison Lankwitz.
I'm Rachel Kazarowski.
We'll see you guys again on Saturday when the Lewis Flyers take on the BYU Cougars. We'll catch you then. Thanks for joining us.
Next home game for the Flyers here. And thank you all for coming out this evening. Have yourselves a good night. UCLA, enjoy a true Chicago winter. And